Oh man, fight the
What's up,
power.
man?
How's it going, brother? How are you doing today?
I'm good, brother. How's it going? Thank you for having. Thank you. This is weird. Welcome
Well,
and
no,
thank you
thank
for
you for
having
having
me.
me. Well, okay, so this is I guess we should tell the audience this is interesting, and this is NPC, his logic and tactical thinking, I guess, of which is quite interesting. I asked him, I said, NPC, you're a very interesting character here online. And me, the zebras, the truth yo, which are journalists, we're interested in you. And I think you've showed a lot of interesting optics, and just you seem like
Like definitely, yeah, a lot here. A lot of interviews, a lot of moments in general here on NPC the game, events and whatnot. So yeah, I'm a
okay,
man of the people,
the
somewhat, I
man of the
guess.
people. I love it, dude. Well, I'll let whenever you're ready, we could get started. But I'm sure you got things you want to say to your audience and everything since you just started the
Right.
show. But
Yeah, yeah,
thanks again for having me, man.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Lord, once again, man. This is amazing. We got the great. What's up, everybody? NPC the game, the artist streamer formerly known as NPC the game, Gabriel's Trap House, back at it again from District 13, the real Taiwan, the real District 13, the real Hunger Games. I hear. But yes, welcome everybody. Excuse me. um, what's up, Cynthia in the building? Special day today. We got the legend, the great Snafu Snaps in the building, journalist, badass, and fucking to me the ultimate entertainer,
I got lovers and
information.
haters, man. I
Yeah,
got lovers and haters, but it is what it is. And like I said, the optics are high, and I think this is special too because I'm going to do just like I do with Paul and others. We're going to kind of deep dive on who NPC is, what he's about, what he's going to share. I told him we're going to cover very few of the drama shit, but really, I
yeah,
want to get a deep dive on him, what he wants in the future, what he uh, has thinking for channel entertainment, the whole works. So I'm kind of excited about this one too, bro. It'll be
yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it will be. So let's get started. A couple more
Okay.
hellos. TBT, my brother Shadow Buddha in the building. I see you out there. Appreciate you, twin. Jack Telcott, greetings and blessings for sure. And Noah the Great, and Markella, number one mod. I love you, Markella. Appreciate you. Lindsay in the building. All the legends, David Wayne. Just Becca, congratulations. This is amazing. I knew you were gonna healing up. Lung biopsy was clear. Couldn't wait to tell you. Be back on live. Yeah, that's wonderful news. We are very happy for you. And with that said, man, yeah, man,
So,
let's just
you
go
ready?
for it.
All
Yeah,
right. Well, first of all, NPC, I guess we're gonna just kind of do like a few questions, and we'll go into like talk, and bullshit. But
yeah,
first questions is basically I want you to pre entertainment, pre anything, little NPC.
mm,
Were you raised? You were adopted. You made it. I was adopted. I shared publicly. I don't know. Do you want to give us like the background? Now, again, you do not live in the United States. You live in a different country as well. I don't know if that's always been the case with you. I really don't know. Like so, like pre, uh, like as a child, I guess, and
hmm
and maybe as much as you want to share about your growing up, the environment, what like if you're close to your family, not close, or maybe even the adoption. Like people ask me all the
yeah.
time,
Well,
why were you adopted? I don't know. Whatever you want to share on that. Let's start
right.
from that.
All right, from the ground up, right? Yeah. So first of all, I wasn't adopted. I was like birthed by everyone's birthed by their birth mother, but like I was raised by my
Right.
birth mother, who in San Jose, California. That's where I'm from. Silicon Valley, the real machine city, right there. Shark City, Machine City. It's funny how like I feel like I'm following the semiconductors. They started in Silicon Valley, and now they're here in Taiwan. But yeah, so I started in Silicon Valley, San Jose, California, with my mom. She had me when she was 18, and her background was
Oh,
interesting
you. So
background.
she was young. She was young when she had you.
Yeah, very young. Yeah, and
Okay.
some crazy optics to say the
Well,
least,
yeah.
how her and my father met. Yeah. Um, she first of all, her mother is Mexican, Mexican American, my grandmother, and like interesting enough, my grandmother's lineage is her grandfather was the president of Mexico in the early 1900s, who helped draft their constitution that they're using now, and he ended up being assassinated. He was collabing with Pancho Villa and them, and until until they weren't cool anymore, and he ended up being assassinated while he was president. And that side of the family moved from Jalisco, Mexico, to Texas, to LA, to Oxnard, all the way up to San Jose. And that's when my grandma got us up here. And her dad was like he opened up the first Mexican grocery store in San Jose, California. And I guess this sounds weird, Snaps, like a comment, what they used to call him in the neighborhood, I guess could be seen as I don't know, it's weird, but they used to call him the Mexican Jew as a term of endearment because
Well,
because
I
he
mean,
was good. He's good with money.
yeah, right. He probably good with money and power and just the whole works. So
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting. So wow, so you have like a very intriguing family branch of a tree, which did that influence, how you were raised, your family, your morals, or did they talk about a lot of shit? Did you see a lot of weird shit, or
Yeah, well,
being I mean, you said the president of Mexico,
yeah, the president of Mexico. Yeah.
right?
And
This was
and
pre Gulf of Mexico, guys. Just so for all of you know,
yeah,
because now
early
apparently it's the Gulf of America.
1920s, 1920s, 1915,
Okay.
19 to 1920, around that time.
Wow.
And I mean, you can look them up, like, but
Oh no, no, no.
they-
We're just. I believe you, bro.
no, I'm
I've
just
no
putting it out there
reason.
to anybody else.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
proud of it, actually. I
No,
think
I
it's
mean,
kind of
yeah,
cool.
it is cool. It's intriguing too.
Yeah.
It's really intriguing, interesting. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell us more.
And so my grandma ended up in San Jose, and then she met my grandpa, who was Irish, Scotch Irish. And they had my mom and her sister. My mom was the younger sister, and she grew up in San Jose, California. And then when she was 16, she ended up working at this convalescent home, like a candy striper type stuff. And my dad was going to school in San Jose. He was a college student. He was a foreign exchange student from Africa, from
Okay,
Swaziland.
so I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop you then. So how
Mhm.
did how did your mom and dad meet? If uh he was
Yeah.
a foreign, like, did they meet when he was out here, or did she go
Yeah, yeah,
out
well, that's what I
there?
mean. They met at the when she was in high school working at the convalescent home, like the nursing home. She was
Oh,
working
okay,
there.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
And they met there, and while he was going to college. Now, she was 16, 17 probably, and he
Right,
was obviously over 18, right?
right.
And
And this was back in the
eh,
day too. So
yeah, in the 70s, late
yeah,
70s. Yeah.
70s.
Yeah, and ended up having a relationship, and I was born. And interesting
Little
enough,
NPC was born, guys.
little
Little
NPC was born in San Jose.
little
Yeah.
NPC was here.
Yeah. I was here, and and supposedly my father was already married. So
Oh, okay. So
there
you
was
had the
already
Jerry
beef.
Springer, you had the Jerry Springer shit, which a lot of us do in our, whether it's closets or not. There was a Jerry Springer
Yeah.
added to the family dynamic, right? I guess is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah, which is interesting to know, because then you may see patterns come up in like my personal life, where that dynamic you got to watch out. You know what I mean? Because I really have a feeling like our blood really can predispose us for certain situations.
Yeah, you've
So
talked to me and asked me. It's funny you mentioned that too, because OTW just did a stream, and I don't even necessarily think it's blood too, but
yeah,
he was making opinion because he's been
Caputo.
open about his family and stuff, saying that his parents were bad parents. Like, he had really
Hmm.
bad parents,
Mm.
drunk, drug, whatever it was. But he said that because of how he was raised and what he had in his life to go off of on those examples of quote role models, non-role models, that
Yeah,
has made him formulate his opinions of everything in life, and I would assume that that's true. Would you not say the same thing? Like your family, your upbringing, the stuff that you're
yeah,
saying has molded you into who and what
yeah,
you are.
yeah, absolutely. Like what I had, which was a loving mother who like doted over me, and even though we were poor, like she worked hard to put me in positions to succeed. And also what we didn't have made me too, not having a father, always wanting a father in my life. And it's so much so that now that I am a father, it's like my number one priority, like kind of like be the dad didn't have physically. Don't get me wrong, I don't throw shade at my dad, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And like what Lindsay says, I thought about this before. She said you were a love baby. She says you were a love baby. And think about it, like there's a lot of dead bedrooms out there, and people be having kids where they're not even like passionate, making
Oh
love to
yeah,
their
dude.
spouse. So I'm
People got
sure my dad was
babies,
like,
babies
"Yeah,
having
I
babies,
got this young,
babies having
this
babies.
right, right." So they were like really passionate. So hey, and I feel like one of the gifts I bring is I'm pretty passionate about life and the people I meet. Yeah.
When okay, I don't know if you want to share this. I'm not big on it, but like Leo, August. What is your
Uh-huh.
sign? What month were you born? What's your sign?
I'm Scorpio, sun sign.
Do you feel
Scorpio.
that? I don't know. Do you believe in all that shit or no? The whole like, I believe like it's in certain part aspects of that stuff, and there are times where you read
H.
the horoscope and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit. But is that
Well, yeah.
fortune cookie shit or not?
Watch this. Chat. Does Gabriel believe in astrology? Yeah, dude, that's like one of the things
I
I'm
know
known
it is.
for, kind of.
I'm
Yeah.
interviewing you, fucktard.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Fucktard,
I,
I'm playing
my
the
bad.
bet, non-bet. I already know. I already
Okay.
know, motherfucker.
Yeah, I definitely. Duh.
I'm trying here, okay? I already
It's
know,
hey,
but it
what
is
you
funny.
forgot though. It's a bit. OT reminded me the other day in the song. It's a bit non-bit till it's not a bit.
Oh,
So
that's hilarious. That's a
yeah.
good one.
So yeah, dude, I definitely
Right.
use that, practice that as a
You notice
modality. It's
how I
not the end
kind
all
of
be all.
eased into the biggest thing you're about, with that whole thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a little smarter than a lot of people give me credit for.
yeah.
But
Like,
yeah, that
so
was
now
done
I
on
know.
purpose.
Well, I already
No,
knew
but
that already, but
so
yeah,
astrology, you said you're Scorpio.
that's why I said it's passion. That's Scorpio. Like when I think of Scorpio, I think about passion, life
Oh,
or death, type of stuff. Rebirth, taking life seriously, which
okay.
could mean like extremely ups, and there's times with extremely lows too. And I remember growing up with my mom, and we basically grew up together, dude. That's why I love 80s music and 70s music, because
Okay, so
we
when you
were
grew
literally
up
growing up
together, like,
together.
did you pretty much grow up all the way to death? Like, live with her, take care of her, help her? Like, were you there
Yeah,
always? Okay,
yeah, I was there. I was the only child till 8, and then my brother came along, and different dads, and it was just me, my mom, and my grandma would be in there too. She would help out too.
okay.
But like my mom ended up being diagnosed with ovarian cancer when I was in junior high,
Oh,
and that
wow,
kind of
okay.
like changed everything. And she had chemo for 11 years, which is crazy.
Oh, wow,
And
11 years?
11 years, yeah.
So I
Um,
bet that, and you were how old during this time, if I could ask?
well, I was in 7th grade when I found out that she 6th, 7th grade summer when I found out
Okay,
she had cancer, and then she passed away when I was 22.
22. But so
Yeah,
so
my brother
how
was
how was
13.
that? Now, when you talk about passion and you talk so highly of your mother and her being an
Yeah.
influence on you, and I know this, what was it like if you want to share some of the things like that you could remember that what the man you are today, the father you are today,
Uh-huh.
and then what we're going to talk about the future and all this other shit. What you obviously was there when she went through the chemo issue thing, and obviously some people know like that, like whether we want to trust medical or not, and that's just rough in itself. Are there any stories or anything particular during those times that made you who you like something you can
Yeah.
remember
Yeah. Well,
while
well,
you're
growing up,
fighting that?
like cancer was always around me. I remember the first time I saw someone with cancer, I was like little, maybe like Ben's age. My son is 7, and my mom's friend, her gay friend Brett. like we went to go visit his mom, and I remember going and seeing her in the room with the bald head, and I was like totally freaked out. Like I was like, "What the fuck is this?" From the chemo,
Right.
right? And then it was not until a couple years later when I was playing baseball when I was 10 or 11 that this kid that really looked up to me, Billy Dyke, he was battling leukemia, and he would pitch for us and throw up in between innings. And I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, this kid like idolizes me because he was a little younger. And
Okay.
I remember going to his funeral a couple years later. So, and then seeing my mom when I would be in high school playing football because I was an athlete, basketball,
Yeah, I
football,
was just gonna
baseball.
get into that because you
Yeah,
said sports. We're gonna get into your
yeah,
teams next, but
yeah.
okay. So
She
like,
would throw up. She would throw up in between the like she would throw. She had chemo and go to my games with her bald head out there watching me play. And so like she was a fighter and she taught me to fight, but also a kindness, and she killed me with kindness, bro, which is good in a sense. But then definitely as I got older and started dealing with women and romantically,
right?
like
It's
that
both.
kind of,
I get
you know what I
that.
mean?
Like, yeah, I absolutely like. People don't understand like that. It's that hug a buddy, fuck a buddy
Thank you,
syndrome. I
Lindsay.
told you the kindness thing. It's not
Right.
like I tell people all the time, like certain characters out there, Jack. I say, whether you think it's mean or not mean, I tell the truth versus like feeding certain stuff because that to me that's kindness to want to help and be truthful. But I mean
Yeah.
that I get that kindness too much or never having that aspect of being pressure cooked, so to speak.
Yes.
I get what you're saying absolutely, and I'm sure the
Yeah.
audience understands that.
Yeah. And the fast forward to now, this is probably why like Paul and I we've had our scuffles because it does seem like we were raised a little different in terms of our moms and stuff, for example. Not that
Well,
that's the end
I'm
all
sure
be
every
all.
aspect of your
Yeah.
life is probably
Yeah.
different, dude. I mean, it's different
Yeah.
than mine.
Right. Right.
Every one of us
Uh
probably,
yeah.
even
Yeah.
if
And you
we're
know what?
kind of aligned, even if we do have the same optics, like, oh, that guy's been in jail, I've been in jail, or oh, that guy's a cook, I've been a cook, like, or oh, that guy's rich, I'm not. They're still completely different. They're not. We are individuals.
Right. And, and I noticed snaps too in terms of like male female social dynamics, something that I've been in really studying and proud to practice healthy ways of dealing with that the last 8 years pretty much. um I used to remember my mom like waking up at night and hearing her cry in her room because of the different relationships she had and stuff with
So,
like
when
boyfriends and
like
stuff.
I was
Yeah,
gonna ask you, so was she promiscuous? Were you one of those kids that? I mean, even though she was a great mother, because we do know
yeah,
women seek like I mean, obviously, I saw Lindsay chat. Certain women, whether they're in relationships or not, um, my mom did it, my adopted one, like other
yeah.
women, like they seek men, especially if they were in a relationship for a while and they got divorced. Like you see people
Uh-huh.
who are married for like 30, 40 years and then they get a divorce, and the next thing you know, both of them are promiscuous, or they're dating, or all of a sudden they're
Right.
remarried a few times, or I don't know. Was that like? I mean, and we're going deep, so
She
I'm going to throw those
Yeah,
questions
yeah,
at
that's a good
you.
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because like once my mom passed away, when she passed away and she was 42, God bless her. Uh
Yeah.
I start seeing her as
Rip
not just
Mama
my mom.
NPC.
Thank you. Yeah. She was a cancer. Interesting. A lot of love, but could be hardcore too when she can flip it on you. Um
Right.
yeah, so um with mom, she didn't throw it in my face, but she definitely did date men and
Okay.
at different various times. And I get it. She's lonely, I mean, who wouldn't want to
Right.
have
Yeah, absolutely.
a
Now that you're
man,
an adult,
especially if we have a
you
son?
yeah, now
Yeah.
that you're an adult, you could look at it as an
Hmm.
adult view versus a child, but that also
Yeah.
affects as a child. Now so
Yeah.
during this time, you had a stepdad, and then all these other men. Was there any certain man? Now let's go into your high school. You're big on sports, obviously, you
Yeah.
said, and
Yeah.
again,
What?
that we're gonna go into. You're big on the whole health and fitness thing. And NPC actually, I hear, might be starting some content doing health and fitness. Like that's like focusing on like new content, new shit, but like real deal health and fitness. Like that's what it's about. Like that's what he
Right.
wants to do. And my question to you is, did you have any male role models? Who were they? And tell us about your teens, uh,
Uh-huh.
and dating, non-dating, if it affected your
Okay.
relationships or whatever, because of what your mom and then dying and all that. The whole works from
Yeah.
teen now.
Well, like, I mean, I remember this one moment, like when I was like, my brother was just maybe like 2 years old or whatever. I was like 11, and and I remember my mom was dating my aunt's friend, and I remember I knew he had a girlfriend, on and off girlfriend, and I saw him like dating my mom, and like I was like, "What are you doing, bro?" Like even back then, I knew like can't really trust this guy, at least in my opinion. And I remember she was saying she was going to go to the county fair with them, Santa Clara County Fair. That's like the big deal in
Well,
San
I've been
Jose
to
in
those.
summer.
Those are big
Yeah,
for
those are
years. The
fun.
Santa Fe County
Yeah,
Fair. Yeah, it's a big
yeah,
thing. Yep.
yeah. And so I remember she's like, "Oh, Alex is coming." And when he came over, I remember I punched the fucking drywall and broke it, the
Oh
wall.
yeah, got
And this
lit,
is like
huh?
apartment days, so yeah, so it wasn't my property, but like fuck it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
go buy a
I
patch
was I
kit.
was angry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Better go get a patch kit at Walmart.
I bet you see now I know, man. And then
Have a
and then
few
it
of
was
them in your cabinets, bro. If you're one of those guys, for all you out
I
there
think
watching.
I've controlled it, but who knows when Ben starts being a teenager, I might
Yeah.
have to bust that out again. Yeah, but
Well,
but in
bro,
high
bro,
school, like
bro, they grow up
what?
fast, and the shit that I mean, you never know, man. So just always pray and
Yeah.
yeah, just always watch out.
Mhm.
The things they could do that surprise you, you never know.
Yeah, that's right. Like like congratulations on your little one too. That's
Yeah, thank
awesome.
you. Her
Yeah,
birthday was just the other day. I spent time. She had a good time and it was fun,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
love my daughter with all my heart. Um,
See,
let
that's what
me
I'm seeing.
so
Like,
sport.
let me answer your questions though. The
Whoa,
chat was
whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa,
they
whoa,
were like, let him answer the
motherfucker.
questions.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They're like,
Ask
let
me a
him.
question. Are you on my channel or are we on your channel?
We're on my channel,
And did I say let's interview you? And you said let's come to my channel so I could interview
right,
you. So why are you trying to
right.
ask me a question?
Because like that's one
I'm
thing I
just
talk
joking,
about the
dude.
interview. I said I've
I'm just
never like
joking.
we're like they never asked the interview, but that maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know. I just wanted to ask you a question. That's all.
No, no, go ahead. I'm just fucking with you,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, you motherfucker. No, but
You know
like I
what?
want to get this off because you're bringing up all this shit, and I want to get it out because it's like
Yeah, go ahead,
it's really
brother.
good
That's
questions.
the point. No,
So
honestly, I appreciate. I saw a comment there. The freak said I'm making him uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
And just so you all
No, it's
know,
not.
I told him personally offline. I said if I ask you hardball questions or whatever, and you don't want to answer me, you just straight up tell the truth, yo. You be
Yeah,
authentic. And did I not tell you that?
you did. You did.
I said you be authentic. You be fucking just whatever. I want to deep dive and fucking just bullshit with you and get to know you, and let the audience share what we're doing here with the audience to get to know NPC, the game, Gabriel, on a better, intimate, professional, whatever level. So, I
Right.
mean, honestly, if I am making you feel uncomfortable, well, you already know
No,
what I
that's why I
told you
told him. I
offline.
said, no, I said no, bro. I said no.
I
If
know.
anything, the only thing was maybe a little comfortable because I'm so excited, like just like you. I want to get answer your question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. So yeah, so like in high school, like I went to Catholic school. My mom always put me. We grew up Catholic. Uh,
So
and,
so
and,
you were. Are you still Catholic or no?
I don't go to church, but hey, I'll label myself that. However, I would say that there's a lot of different spiritual modalities that
Right.
I
Right.
that I've
Yeah. Yeah.
used a lot of great things for. But like I
But
have
you
no
were.
problem
But you
calling
were
myself
raised
Catholic though.
Catholic, like in the family
Yeah,
and shit. Like, okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay,
Not only that,
cool.
I was a altar server, and God bless, I didn't get fucked with.
So
I didn't
you
get
were
fucked with.
active. You
Yeah,
were active with the
yeah.
church, the community, and
Yeah,
the
yeah, I was a
people.
Eucharistic minister, all that stuff for a minute.
Okay,
But then I
I
got to a
same
point where I
thing,
was like, yeah, so I got to a point where I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But anyway, but in terms of
same thing.
uh so I went to in all the schools I went to, I was usually the only black kid there. A lot of them, at least when I was younger. So I went to
Now, is
this
this in the
Catholic school.
United States where you're going
Yeah,
to
this is in
school?
California. Yeah,
Okay, so
I'm
this,
always in California until I moved out here in
and you're
Taiwan.
telling us that you're the only black kid. What year was like in this in California? You're the only black kid in
In the Bay
school?
Area. Well,
Really?
this was in Santa Clara, California, and it was
Oh, okay. I could
a
see
small
that.
Catholic school.
Okay,
Small Catholic
oh,
school.
okay, I forget. I'm
Yeah.
thinking public school shit. You
So
were okay.
yeah,
My
no,
bad.
no, no. So with that said, in 7th grade, I was already 7 feet tall, so I was a monster.
What?
I was like Shaq on these guys, and
No
then like
shit.
Lawrence Taylor in football. So I used to they were my sons basically.
Yeah,
All these
no, I
people
get
were.
it. I get
Yeah,
it. 7 foot
yeah.
tall fucking kid. I
No
already know what type
no
of clout.
6 foot,
You
6
already
foot,
know what
6 foot.
type of clout that shut fucking
Yeah,
brings, folks. 7 foot
yeah.
tall
No,
as a
6 foot,
kid
6 foot,
or
6
six
foot.
foot. What? Okay,
Yeah,
tall. You're a
yeah,
tall. You're a tall kid in school.
yeah. I was a tall kid, right?
All
I
right.
only grew a couple more inches after that, but no. So it
Okay.
solidified me as someone that people literally looked up to, and I
Right.
always had it in my mind. And so then when I went to high school, I went to second oldest school west of the Mississippi. It's a Jesuit school, and
Uh-huh.
so I went there, all boys
Okay,
school.
everyone's gonna be like,
I know.
let's stop there. That's because I'm Snafu Snaps.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
okay, you can't just pull that. Like,
Right,
explain,
right.
talk about it, and like I said, I'm here to just interview. Jesuit school.
Yep.
Okay, how did that happen? Like
Well, I
what the
mean,
and what did they teach, or what is a Jesuit school back then, or what it like?
yeah.
Yeah,
What
you
is it?
can't just like say that and then just yeah. I
No, no.
gotta ask.
I was gonna get
Yeah,
there.
I know.
So, like I said, my mom, she was a secretary, business administrator, so she always busted her ass so I can like put in these positions. So she wanted me to go in the best school in Northern California, basically.
Okay.
So I went. So she had a friend that son went there, and then she found out about it, and she said, "Hey, Gabriel, if you want to go here, I really encourage you to go here because it can really do good for your in the
So
future."
I ask a personal question in sense. You said you were poor, or raised poor. Did the school cost money or?
Yeah, dude, it costs as much as a college education semester. And so what happened was, um, it not only was the best school in the Northern California, but it also gave the most financial aid because it had so much clout. You know what I
Okay.
mean? One of those deals. So I went there and again I got a scholarship, but I also had to do work scholarship where I had to answer the phones on the weekends in the rectory. The rectory is where the priests, the Jesuits live. So
Yeah.
I would answer the phones for the business office on the weekend, alumni office. That's how they get all their money. And also, if people are coming to visit the priest, they have to I check them in, to call the priest and tell them, man, so and so's here to see you.
Okay.
That's actually the first place I saw someone die when I
Really?
was working. Yeah, this old priest, he went to go. It was on a Sunday. He went to go
Uh-huh.
he would go swimming in the pool, and so he went over to the
Wait,
pool.
so
Saying
was this
nothing.
like when you say Jesuit school, was it like a pretty big, like had a swimming pool? Like it's a facility, right?
It looks like a
Like
college. It's a
okay,
college.
so it's a big college facility
Yeah.
and it's private. It's a
It's a
private Jesuit.
preparatory, they call it, a prep school, basically. All
Okay,
boys.
okay, I know what you're talking. Okay, cool.
1856 is when it opened, I think. Something like that, yeah. So it's
Damn. And you said it was like the
old shit.
second oldest, right?
It's second oldest west of the
See,
Mississippi,
I
and
pay attention. I want
yeah,
how many of
yeah,
you folks pay attention up
yeah,
there. You said the
yeah,
second oldest school. All right, go
yeah.
ahead,
So he
man.
was, in the, went to go swimming, and then like maybe about 20 minutes later, someone goes banging on the door. It's locked, and they're like, "Hey, something happened to the so and so." So I called 911, and I ran all the way to the pool, and I saw him laying face down in the water. I guess he had a heart attack or stroke or something.
He was out there
And
swimming by himself.
yeah, well, when he was swimming, it happened.
Oh shit!
So yeah, and so he died. Father Gary,
Did
SJ,
you
Society of
like
Jesus.
actually go out there, or did you just see it? Like, did you actually go out there, part of like
I went out
being
there.
pulled
I
out
went
and
out
all
there
that?
when they pulled him out. Yeah, yeah. And so I saw that. So, but yeah, but going to school there, like I didn't really like it because I wanted to meet girls. Scorpio from an early age, we wanted,
So we didn't even go into that. So this school
yeah,
was like an all boys school. There was
all
no
boys school.
co-ed.
Yeah, No, just the
Damn, that
teachers.
was
Still, some of the teachers were women. That's about it. Yeah,
damn. Okay. Okay. No,
yeah.
see, I'm glad
But
we're getting in detail because so
yeah,
you went to an all boys school Jesuit thing, but you wanted the bitches. You wanted the
I wanted the
women.
bitches. I always
You're a
wanted the
young
bitches. Yeah,
dude, a young horny NPC out in the wild doing his Jesuit school
like
thing, ready
this,
to fuck. I can't deal with this all boy shit. So what'd you do?
like this, bro. A wild zebra.
Yeah, you got to go fucking get.
So I was like, okay. So what happens is I ended up playing sports, basketball, football, baseball, and making
Okay,
friends on the team.
suck. Were you? You said you were tall. You said sports was your love. Were
Mhm.
you actually any good? Do you have any like state championships? Did you like what? And
And I was actually very, very, very good at football. I was an outside linebacker and tight end.
it's definitely I.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's over target. All
yeah.
right.
So wait, hold on, real quick.
No, no,
You know,
go
it's your
ahead.
interview.
Go
You're the
ahead. Yes,
interviewer.
Red.
Yeah, you're the interviewer.
You're lucky I'm
Um,
not yelling cupcake, motherfucker. Blah 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 blah. So, anyways, go ahead, guys.
yeah, time these motherfuckers out, Mars, respectfully.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No,
Like
I
fuck them,
already know what
Markella,
time it is.
everybody, fuck them. Yeah, this
You
is
know what
good
time
though.
it is.
Appreciate
No, hey,
everybody in the chat.
NPC, thanks again for and all you hey, all you fuckers, thumbs up, like, share, do your little DX thing, digital experience. But honestly, help this dude hit the algorithm tonight.
Yeah, thank you. And I
Go
know
ahead.
Bad Apple Media, whatever. Like I
I'm
know
not
who this
I
person is.
You can say what you
I
want. I have nothing to say.
yeah,
He's talked to me. He's following me. I got
yeah.
open court case. I'm not like Landry. Oh, we're gonna get into the
Mhm.
Landry thing. I mean, if you're gonna bring
Okay.
open court, I'm open to talk about certain open court cases because the guy's stalking me. He showed today how dangerous, unstable, crazy he is.
Yeah.
It is an open court case, and that's all I'll mention about that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
Landry
that
could tell us about stuff, but he seemed, and that's something we're gonna have to talk about here in a minute and down the road.
uh,
The DEX stuff, the drama,
okay.
the channel.
Yeah.
Right now, I know we kind of been spending some time on your
Well
growing
this is
up,
why
but like,
this is why like that drama stuff, like even though I dipped and dabbed in it and stuff, like they ain't shit to me because like when I look at my life, I'm like, I've done a lot of shit, bro. And I've probably
well, I
done more
mean,
in high school than most of these people have done in their whole life.
look, we had a talk last night. I've been doing
Yeah.
this for 5 years, and what I do is shock jock journalism.
Uh-huh.
And we, as I say, the truth, yo. Everyone has a truth, yo. You, me, my enemies, everyone. And there's a right and a wrong. And I
Yeah.
know that people are smart enough to discern optics put in front of them. And so I know, like, drama, as you say, or non-drama. I mean, there's a difference, bit, non-bit, blah blah. And there's also a difference between dangerous and non-dangerous. And my advice that I told NPC the other night is, I think this dude is smart. He's been respectable to me, knowing like what we stand for, the crew, the glue, the zebras, the truthio. Didn't restrict yourself to just fucking YouTube. You should definitely like go expand. So like I see someone as you, like if you're like, oh fuck this drama, blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
me being a shock jock journalist where, the drama is just part of the game and really it comes down to words and triggering, and then people who do become, a regular journalist or people out there publicly will say, I get a million death threats a day. Are two or three of those very credible? Are they serious? Yes. But the haters and trolls, the more successful, the more whatever you get, the more haters you have. And I think what's gonna be crazy, because you talked about this, is the drama. And you said yourself, you're going to be doing fitness and health. And I do see NPC being able to do that kind of content that is going to be very attractive because you're very
Yeah.
educated in the fitness and health scene. And I guess let's do this. Your YouTube experience. I mean, we could finish off with your kid, but I do want, since you brought up the whole DX thing, you got me thinking about now from when you first started YouTube to
Mhm.
now. I guess tell us a little, finish it off with your family, but how did you
Okay.
get involved in entertainment?
Okay.
Beforehand, because I'm sure you've done different entertainment shit other than just YouTube. And then how did YouTube fall in your lap?
Right. It goes. I took my passion for sports, and my YouTube has become my sport, the way I express myself.
Oh,
I
okay.
have Leo. I have Leo in Saturn. No, Leo in fucking
So
Mars. Mars is how
what
you.
is it?
Is your Mars is real quick. Mars is how you your energy, how you get energy, how you go to war with people, how do you and mine's Leo, the as you know, the sign of self-expression and creativity, like spotlight. And the way for me, it was sports. I played for not for the accolades so much, but for people to watch me. I love people to watch me.
So
That's
it
why these
wasn't
celebrities,
even
when
the
the
win.
girls come
It
watch me
wasn't
play.
even the win or again
Oh
the
well, no, I love the
competition.
win. Don't get me wrong. No, the Scorpio in me, like I very competitive.
Okay,
Win at all
okay.
costs.
That's why I
But the
asked
way
because you said you're a
but we
Scorpio.
gotta do it with style, bro. Like I gotta do it in style.
No,
That's part of it, man.
okay, I
Yeah.
get that. I get
But
that.
yeah. Mhm. So
Okay.
so so real quick, the like in high school, so I did high school and I ended up just playing football. And when I ended up quitting football, all the coaches and the deans, they pulled me out of class. They're like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" And part of it was the whole crew, the crew. They stopped playing, and I was not. I was more of, I guess, kind of hive minded. I was like, "Oh, I need my boys with me." I didn't realize that sometimes you got to go on these trials
So
on your
the
own. Yeah,
team player, you weren't the single. Like I'm
very
just the
team player.
athlete here. You
Yeah.
were all about the camaraderie, the team, the unity.
Yes.
That
Yes.
you were more like okay,
And
okay.
I didn't
That's
like
very
the other
telling
people that
of
were.
your character of from because you do. You got these people who are in the sports that whether they're incredible or even if they suck, they're there
Mhm.
because they're out. They like it and they're good. Then you got people who are there because, like you said,
Thanks,
I
Markel.
want to hang out with the friends. I want to do something cool. I want to be unity.
Exactly.
You want to, the whole thing. I get that.
Yeah. And then what happened was I ended up not playing football because I got a girlfriend, my first girlfriend, my first taste of what. When I
The
was when I
first
was yeah,
girlfriend, first
yeah.
kid, first, first,
No, not first kiss, not
first
first kiss,
date,
but
first
first
second, third,
first
fourth. We're getting
first
there.
sugar wall, first sugar
Oh,
walls.
sugar
Yeah,
mom, sugar kid.
no,
You're a kid hustling them girls.
sex, sex. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like that.
Oh, okay.
And obviously she went to a different school, right? And so I spent all
You
my time
wasn't
my senior
even
year kicking it with her and working. And that's when I started working at
okay.
the grocery store, and it was a union job. I was
So what did you
a
do at the
bagger and all
grocery store? So the grocery store was NPC's first job.
that. Second or third.
Okay.
Because remember, I told you I had been working the work scholarship because that's technically a job.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the
Yeah,
phone shit. Okay, cool.
yeah.
Okay. So
But
now you
but I
got a
didn't. I
chick.
didn't.
Now you're the
Yeah, I got
athlete.
a chick. Mhm.
You're the athlete.
No.
And
I stopped playing. I stopped playing sports to fuck with her
oh,
senior
this is like
year.
fucking watching that Blues varsity movie, dude. You're the retired athlete that has a chick now. You're getting it in, but
Yeah,
now you need motivation. So where do you
yeah.
go from here?
I ended up going to Long Beach State because I love Snoop Dogg and Warren G. That's actually the most reason. So stupid, but it was the time of my life. It was the time of my. Hey, Markella, you're good. Just this is some mod shit, real quick. Snaps, getting some messages. Yeah, just guys, if someone violates TOS, get rid of them. And if they're like talking mad shit about me or Snaps, fuck them. Get rid of them too. I mean, it's all. I
I think
appreciate
we're
your work out
fine.
there.
I mean, I kind of, did my thing. We're good. I'm more
No, I
curious
know.
about your
I got a
Snoop
message
Dogg.
real quick.
I mean,
I just got a message. That's all.
Snoop Lion or Snoop Dogg? Are you a Snoop Lion or Snoop? Because
I'm a Snoop Dogg, but fast forward to okay, real quick. I went to Long Beach State, right? I had a time of my life with Brian D'Elia. We had fun. Had a
okay.
lot of girlfriends
No,
there.
no. I
But
gotta ask you. Were you okay? Were you partying in your younger days? Were you smoking,
no,
drinking,
no, no,
or
no,
were
no,
you like what
no
were you like
smoking.
as a teenager? Were you partying in those raves? What were you
Teenager
doing?
in high school, no smoking, no drinking at all. But I made up for it as soon as I went to Long Beach State. I went.
Okay.
I started to smoke and drink like a
Yeah. No.
like a
Like I
fiend.
said,
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask you.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Cool beans.
And so I was always smoking and stuff. I didn't do very well in my freshman year because I had such a great social life that I didn't prioritize my school, and I could have gone back the next year, but that's when my mom was
What
really
were
sick and
you
my little
majoring in?
brother was sick.
What were
Hmm?
you going to school for, and what was your major, and what were
I
you
was
wanting to
I
be,
was
and why?
undecided. I was undecided with life and also with my major. So I was literally undecided. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It
But what
wasn't
were
until
you
years
doing?
later.
You're doing elective classes, just getting shit out of the
No, no,
way,
no.
or
I
what?
was
Like,
doing the general education, which is like your basic what you need to do. And I
well,
figured
yeah, that's
after a
the
year I
elective
figure it
classes.
out.
Yeah, that's
Okay, yeah,
the elective classes. That's what that means.
yeah,
Yeah, it's the classes that aren't your major, but you have to get them done. Like your basics. Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
I did that. So I did that, and then I came back. I didn't go back to school. My mom was really sick, so I started working full time and take care of my little brother because he had started elementary school at this time. And what ended up happening is my mom passed away, and then so I took care of my brother. My grandmother moved into our house, and my grandmother at this time she was going through some fucked up shit. She had her leg amputated because she had
Okay. So
diabetes.
let's be
So,
real, and you don't have to get in too much detail. You're a young
mhm,
man. Um, and now all of a sudden you're kind of pretty much when they say the man of the house in a real
yeah,
sense. And whether grandma is the adult of the situation or not, and she comes in to help you guys, in reality, not only is she grandma, older age, with
mhm,
health with health issues, which
yeah,
means I'm not going to say this because I don't know the rest of your story, but sometimes these kids become more adults than they should be. And I don't know
yeah.
if you had to at that point take care of two people or not, but I get when you said that she came in, had her leg amputated. So
Mhm.
go ahead from that story because I mean, did you become the man of the house? Were you taking care of both of them in a sense, or no? Or was she?
Yeah, I was. I mean, I
Okay.
was. However, not. I mean, my grandma was doing the most work, definitely.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I was
So,
more like taking my brother to school, taking him where he needs to go. But I was still trying to do my thing. I was still trying to party. I was still working, and at that time, I
okay.
had a girlfriend. Um,
The
and
same one.
the more, no, 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 no. We
All
broke up in
right.
high school. The one.
Okay.
But this
All right.
this is
She's
this
back
is
in
the
the
one.
past. Move on.
This is on
Forget
the
about it.
past. Yeah.
All right.
So,
Cool. We done. We done with that shit.
so no, 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 no. Yeah, we're done with that. But like
Yeah, we don't
the
because
one I had.
now you're married and all, so you got that line finished. But we going down NPC's road, so that chick's in the
Yeah.
past. All right, we good.
Yeah, so what happened was so I went back home to help my grandma, but I was also spending a lot of times on the weekends with my this new girlfriend I had. And
Right?
and she lives in the city, San Francisco. We call it the city. It's about an hour and a half away from San Jose, north. And
Okay.
so and then what happens is the more time I spend with her, the more strained my relationship gets with my brother. And if I could go back, I would have said like
Now, do you
concentrated
want
way
to?
more
Let's go
time
into
with him.
detail. What? Let's go into detail. You brought why? What was it? You weren't there, or you just kind of drifted away from being there with each other, or did you always have a
I,
strong bond? And or did you never have a strong bond? Like, what's the deal with your brother, if I may ask?
I think we did have a very strong bond, except I didn't cultivate it enough like I should have. I didn't realize that you have to put in work in relationships,
Right.
and it's not enough just to be in it, like or be a older brother. I had to put in, and I didn't. I kind of used my time with that current girlfriend as an
Uh huh.
escape from all the stress and stuff, and
Absolutely
responsibility
understand.
because I was still only like in my early 20s
Right.
and stuff.
Right. And
Um,
you got all this stuff going on. No, so, and again, you guys were how old? How much of a different age were you as well?
8 years apart.
8 years apart. So that I mean that's I mean your older brother, like you said. So okay,
Yeah.
cool. And by the way,
So,
folks, these are questions that you would never hear unless it was
mhm,
Snafu Snaps. And thank you for
mhm,
being honest and authentic and transparent. By the way, which I knew you'd be. And I told him if you didn't like the question to tell me to fuck off.
yeah.
I told
No,
him, but
yeah, well,
I
these
appreciate
are
it.
actually good.
Well, no,
These are
go ahead.
really good
I already
questions.
know what time it is. All the haters could
Yeah,
kiss my ass. I know what we
yeah.
could do.
That I
We're
think
cooking.
they're liking this, man. We're
We're
cooking.
good. We're cooking, bro.
Yes.
But
So
go ahead.
my timeline was a little off. Like my mom was still alive. This is before my grandma came in when I met this girl, and it was at the tail when I met after a couple months of being with this girl. My mom passed away. My brother was 14, and I was 23, and
Wow.
yeah, and
Wow.
so and I ended up. What happened is I ended up my grandma moved with my brother, and I ended up moving in. We moved in with each other. We got a condo, Me and that girl.
You and the girl.
Yeah, me and the girl. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, yeah, and and it wasn't the best relationship. Like it was more like it was it became like we became like roommates kind of, right? And the fire wasn't there. And my brother, when he would spend time with us, he would tell me, even though he was young, he would say like, Gabriel, it's not a I don't see you, you're not very happy, like you're not your old self. What's going on, man? Are you sure this is the right one? And I'm thinking like, what does this little dude know? Like, and not
So
really
you were at that time
listen
thinking
listening to
there
him.
was no problem. You
Yes,
didn't think there was
yes.
an issue. Okay.
Nah, nah.
Now at the
Uh,
time, did you personally know to yourself that the relationship with the chick was kind of iced out, or were you still in denial with that? Did you think the
I
relationship was
think
good?
I was in denial, but
Okay.
at this time I didn't really know about self introspection and going within and like looking at the situation, and I probably
Okay.
would have saw
Okay.
it right away, and but I didn't see it, man. It took 8 years for me to finally leave. Yeah, and then this time, my brother, like he lost respect for me, I think, and like our relationship was like, and when I wanted to get it back, like because he had his own trials he had to deal with. He flunked out of high school, but what happened is he went to continuation school and he ended up like doing really good and getting a full scholarship to Santa Clara University.
Now
And,
you what
and I,
continuation school is like just redoing something you missed out. What is
it's when
continuation
you
school?
yeah, it's when you mess up in high school and you go to those
Okay.
schools, those
Okay, I know
schools
what
to
it is.
get your shit taken care of, right?
Yeah, yeah, you go it's
Uh,
like some cool, but not so you just go redo the
yeah,
credits. Yeah, I get it. Okay.
and most of those kids that go there, they don't end up going to that another Jesuit school. My son,
Right.
Santa Clara University, yeah, it was one of the best business schools in the West Coast and stuff. So he went
Schools are a
there,
business.
and
Schools
and
are
it
the
was
biggest business.
that is the business, yeah.
They're
So it
big
was crazy.
business.
Yes, and it was crazy because when I went to his graduation, I felt like an outsider. He had all these mentors and different people, and I'm there with my hippie ass, like there in the and then he barely wants to like talk to me, and even the San Jose Mercury News was there interviewing him, and I read the
Okay.
article later, and I read the article later on, and he mentioned that like he kind of like threw shade at me in the article.
Your
I was
brother
like,
did?
"Holy shit!" Yeah, I was like, "Holy
Like
shit,
what
man!"
okay, so what the fuck did he say that would be like, do you remember? But it like not
It
like to
was,
quote, but like what
it
that's
was.
kind of funny. I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
mean, but he's I mean it's not funny
You would
too
think
because
that's
in a
funny.
way that means it really whatever it was stung him.
It
But the
hit.
fact that he threw shade to you on
Yeah,
graduation for an
yeah,
article. Wow.
yeah. Like that, kind of like my grandma and my cousin, because I'm close to my cousin too, my older cousin. She's like a big sister to me. That we
Okay.
kind of like we didn't look after him that good, basically.
Okay. So this was
Yeah,
something that, like you said, was obviously you were dealing with the issues, hence you moved with the girl, and then your brother had his own issues as well. Okay, cool.
yeah. So yeah, that was that, but I remember, dude. Um, even though I felt like an outsider at the interview before I left, because I bought him this book. I love this book called "Be Here Now" by Ram Dass, and it's like a really trippy book, but it's kind of like it talks about Christianity, Buddhism,
What's it
the stuff.
about, and what kind of book is it?
It's
Like, is it a yeah? What's it about?
it's about basically being introspective and finding yourself, and it talks about different religions, how they kind of talking about the same thing in terms of like um, kindness and love, and you can get that by doing works, but also going deep, sometimes going inward, like you know what I mean. So
Yeah, no, no. Okay, okay. Now this
it
is a
talked
book
about that. Hmm?
that you read during your younger. Like, this is one of your favorite books. Type like
It actually yeah, it's one, I love it. I've given it away like at least 7 times to different friends and stuff. I love it so much
okay,
because even if you don't read the book, just the message on the cover reminds you
right.
being present, right? And I didn't mention too, during this time when the relationship was bad with my ex, I had this ferocious appetite for knowledge and self improvement, where I was like using all my money to buy books and just
That's
studying
how you
different
do it, man.
videos.
That's
Yeah,
I mean, really big life
yeah,
changing catalytic events, whether it's through relationships or family or deaths or whatever. Those are sometimes the most golden years of our lives of seeking the knowledge within because but you could it's a choose kind of like the apple on the tree or not the apple but the fruit hangs it on a tree. We have free will. You could either fucking be the person that's just going to be depressed or blah blah blah, or you're going
hmm
to just better yourself and fucking come up
yeah,
from whatever
yeah.
situation it is.
You're right. It's a motivator, a catalyst. And when I gave him that book, bro, like I gave him a hug, man, and I still remember this today because I haven't really even talked to him since then, bro. Seen him since then. Like
Oh
he
wow,
hugged
okay.
me, dude. Because he's really rigid and wants to do this image and stuff. But like when he hugged me, bro, he hugged me like he hadn't hugged anybody and he just like started crying. And he never does that shit. It makes me cry right now thinking about it. But yeah,
Well,
it
no,
hit
that's
him. It hit
fine,
me too.
bro. I mean,
It hit me
no,
too,
that's
man.
fine. No, that's fine. So do you want to see your brother? Do you think it's not possible? Do you not like? I'm gonna ask you these questions. Like, it's just not possible, or do you just think it's not fixable, or like what's the optic on that?
I always think it's fixable, even with these so-called enemies, even sometimes. But like, definitely,
Uh-huh.
my door's always open with my brother. And there was a time where I would reach out to him and stuff. And but lately, I'm living my life, and part of me is ego in the sense like I feel disrespected in the fact like I told him he has a nephew now and a sister-in-law years ago and stuff, and that he has to know. And he never returned my calls, or when he did, he said, "Don't contact me anymore," type of shit. So, but with that said, the door is still open, and I
There you
probably
go.
will end up trying to reach out to him again. I
Well,
realize people
and
lose
that's
their
what I'm saying.
space, but
You know what? Life is fragile. Make the best out of it. And we again, the key word fragile. We don't know the hour. Neither does the sun of any time click within us or the time of day of the return. Like as I say, so I mean, you could be gone this second as we're talking. Like you said, dude in a
exactly,
heart attack in the
yeah,
pool at your first job. Like so
yeah,
no, I appreciate you just being honest. And I had to ask that question, with Jack and everything. So I get it,
hmm
bro. And like I said, I get it, dude. Like I totally like I can tell you right now, there's a million people that had the same story as you. And because you're being
right.
authentic and genuine, they're coming up off of your story and your journey because they're like they could relate it to what you're sharing. I do know that for a fact.
hmm Yeah, and thank you for bringing it out on me because like after that moment, I realized the fact that that's when I actually started to make the pivot when I want better for my life. And this is when because I didn't go to school this whole time. I went to school freshman year and maybe did a couple community college classes, but was just fucking around and working. And then I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna take these things I'm learning about in terms of consciousness, because that's my channel now, is consciousness and fitness. So like I started studying consciousness and psychology and whatnot. And I decided to go to school to be to be a psychologist. And so what I did was I found this school that was known for putting out psychologists and other people who are in the in the humanities type stuff. And so I applied to that school and I got in, and it was this perfect program for people who wanted to older people who are working who wanted to complete their bachelor's degree. And uh and I and I enrolled in it, and it was this program where you meet in your cohort of like about 15 to 17 people once a month, once a week and a month, and do online classes. But you meet all day, all weekend for that particular weekend, and you hit these courses. And the cool thing about it is they didn't like most schools, like the Prussian system. They teach you what to think, but here they're more of teaching you how to think. Think about how you think about things. You know.
Now, were
Eh,
these people who graduating from this school you're going to, were they going out and becoming psychologists? Like, was it
yeah.
credible
Well,
or was it just like,
yeah. It's credited. It's credited. It's actually right down the street from X right now. My school on Mission and 10th.
Well, I mean, you
And
don't have to say. I'm just curious because
I
a
no, no,
lot
no,
of
no,
people
it's
go to college, or whatever, and they never
mhm.
use that
They never use it. Yeah,
degree. Yeah, they never even
yeah,
use it or whatever. And I just, you could tell, like, because it really, these colleges, these schools, these certificates, it's big business, bro. Like you were saying earlier.
yeah. It is, and yeah. So yeah, for example, like Alan Watts was. I think you play his stuff sometimes. He was a
Alan Watts,
professor.
yeah, I play stuff. Yeah,
He
Alan
actually
Watts.
used to. He started the East West Psychology department at my school, and Terrence McKenna used to teach there sometimes. Yeah, it's a cool school. And I call it a Harry Potter school. But
Wow,
now that
so
I
I,
think
I
about it,
didn't know,
it
I didn't know Terrence taught there too. Wow,
yeah, he do a lot of lectures and workshops
lectures
there
over there
too.
and stuff.
Yeah, and
Okay,
workshops,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, and what you call it? But it was also very San Francisco, very, very liberal. Very liberal. And I remember this one time, this elective I had to take, and the only reason I took it was because it had the word psychology in it, and all the other electives I could take didn't have it. And it was called critical feminist psychology. And
Oh, that's a triggering. Oh fuck, dude, that's gonna trigger so many people I know in the
yeah,
DX. Just
yeah.
those words.
Yeah,
Oh man.
critical feminist, and yeah, there was a lot of feminists, and it was like me and
Okay.
my friend Jeff from Hawaii took that class, and we would just be high out of our mind, going to these tripping
Right.
out and stuff, and so I wasn't red pill or black pilled back then, so I would like
Uh-huh.
let them talk and shit, like they can think what they want, how I think, and I remember at the end of the semester, one of them said, "Oh, we're gonna make you a feminist. You just
Oh,
wait, Gabriel." I'm like, okay, whatever.
his time is clicking.
Yeah. And you
Oh
know what? That
no.
the girl that said that she's literally Oprah's astrologer now. And I remember she was Chani Nicholas. She used to be so broke that I would have to take her to the airport like when it was like the weekend to do our things, and now she's like a fucking like trillionaire basically.
Wow.
Make
Yeah, it's
on
crazy.
Netflix and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy knowing people like, in the generation, and you always know people from school or whatever that are just doing shit. All right, so let's
Right.
get to the DEX or entertainment or
Okay.
okay, so
Well, then I got married.
how
Real
did
quick, real quick.
YouTube
Well, okay, real
or
quick, real quick, real quick. Then I got married. Uh, a couple years later, I met my wife at the yoga studio.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. So you met your
yeah,
wife before YouTube. Okay, let's get into that.
yeah.
How'd you meet your
y-
wife or how'd you meet the chick?
uh,
The
well, yeah.
chick.
Well, okay. I started YouTube at that school because there was one time for a senior project on creativity. We needed a film, a documentary, and I'm like, fuck it. I like to watch movies. My uncle's an editor. I'll do it. So I bought I had a camera, had a new laptop. So I'm like, fuck it. So I made a documentary with my group, and that's when
Oh,
I made my
okay, cool.
YouTube channel, my first YouTube channel called the Wake Up Channel in
Oh,
2010,
wow. And what
and
was it
and
about? What was the
it
documentary? What did you choose to film? What was the
the
project?
the documentary is called Questions. Like, the only problem was you got to use different modalities, different art mediums to talk about the why it's so important to ask questions. So we went down Market Street, San Francisco, which is the main thoroughfare,
Dude,
and we
okay,
just asked people about questions.
before we move on to that, do you still have this so-called documentary that you made, or is it long gone? Or
No, it should be on my first Vimeo channel. Yeah,
okay,
it's
cool. I
there
was just curious.
under a different name. Yeah, I actually might
Okay,
re-upload it because I
that's
think it
what
was
I'm saying.
actually pretty
That would
good.
be really cool to watch your
Yeah,
first uh YouTube video. Like that's not the only reason I'm saying. Or post it in your community post
thank you
or
for
something.
thank you for reminding me because it was actually I was put a lot of effort and it was a team. Once again, it was a team effort and I really enjoyed it because yeah, it was great just asking like gang members, tourists from Ohio, all these questions about life, what's really going on. Because what I did was I used that group project for my senior thesis, which was about the end times. Because I'm big on the end times too, and I called it "Surfing the Apocalypse." I used clips from that documentary,
And this was
which I
all for
was
your school documentary. Pretty
yeah
cool.
for my school and personal
And personal,
senior
yeah, it was
thesis.
a project.
Yeah,
It was your
yeah,
project you were putting together,
right.
dude. Yeah, if you ever upload that or put it on your community page, drop it in our Discord, man. Let us know whenever you
Yeah,
do that.
Thank you, bro.
But yeah, well,
And
go ahead. Go
and
ahead.
then okay, so I made that. That's how I got into YouTube. And then around that time, the relationship was getting really bad with that girlfriend. Already been 8-9 years, and I remember that when I started going to school at this place, there was this girl from Hawaii that was always like, I could tell she liked me and stuff, but I don't fuck around like that if I have a girlfriend, and so I didn't pay no mind. But it wasn't until I took that exploring creativity elective one summer with her and spent a lot of time with her that we actually started bonding. And she reminded me that I have value and I don't need to put myself with somebody that is not appreciating me or whatever. And so I ended up breaking up with my girlfriend, and then I kind of started dating this girl, like kind of like boyfriend and girlfriend for a minute
How
until
long before you started dating, or were you like beyond? Were you already talking to her before? Or did it take a
I was kind
minute?
of I was already talking to her like
So she's your
in our
wife now, so
relationship.
it don't matter, you know.
Oh no, this is a different girl. This is the one in
Oh,
between. This is a different one.
oh,
Like
okay,
where,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
so
either way, you were already kind of. It was a transition. Boop.
it was a transition, yeah. It was a
Okay.
transition. And she was an artist, and she was the first person that ever said to me, Gabriel, you're an artist. Because all this time I identify myself as an athlete or whatever the fuck.
Wow. So the first
And when she said
human.
that, yeah, I was like, and she was hot as fuck too. And a great
She
artist
told you were
herself.
artistic. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So I took that and ran with it. And then
Right.
we ended up breaking up, and I was blue pilled, and I probably was pressing her too much. But so and I out of spite, because she was big into yoga, I'm like, I'm gonna do this yoga she's always talking about, her and my friend Jeff. So I did this Bikram hot yoga. I did it, and I ended up meeting my wife doing that because she worked at the studio.
Okay, so you
And
met your wife doing it. Of course, you see these hot chicks doing yoga. That's it. You're
exactly,
done.
half
You're
naked,
done.
sweating.
They
And
got
so
you. They
they
got
got
you.
me. Yeah, it was a wrap. Because I have to
Yeah.
tell you guys, like, people say like looks don't matter. Yes, they do. Because my wife was like the perfect everything I want. I didn't even know it. She was all
I
in
get
one,
it.
right?
I
Yeah,
get
you
it.
know how it
They
is.
would
Yeah,
trip out if I showed them my exes, or they
yeah,
wouldn't believe it. But then I got
yeah,
pictures to show them to believe it. But
yeah.
okay, so you meet your wife doing yoga.
Mhm.
Go. Okay, you had the kid.
It's
Didn't
and then
get.
we moved to Taiwan. I think people
Okay,
know the
so
story. Some
that's
of it. We
big
moved.
move. That's big.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that's a
get
big
into
move.
that.
Yeah,
You're living
yeah.
into the United
Oh
States.
yeah.
You meet your wife.
Yes.
Is this
Hmm.
pre-child, non-child?
This is
Like you
pre-child.
guys are
She,
thinking, what
yeah, this
made
is
you move
pre-child.
to out of country? Why did you move
Mhm.
out of the country? Why did you choose Taiwan? And is that the only place you moved to? Or like, tell us about the whole leaving the mainland. And have you been back? Have you not? Like, if you want
Yeah.
to, like, whatever you're willing to share
Yeah.
with us. But like the whole, everyone
The whole
knows
thing.
NPC doesn't live in the United States. You know, for all our American viewers, NPC doesn't live in Canada for our
No.
Canadian viewers. NPC doesn't live, so whatever you want to share about where, where you're at, because that's an influence on you, the culture, the environment, things to that nature, right? And why did you
Right.
move? Why did you move?
Right. Yeah. Good question, man. So yeah. So I ended up at this time I was already okay. I was living with my in a house with my friend and his fiance at the time. We were renting a house together, and this is when I was like super creative. I was filming everything. I was going to Haight Ashbury and MK Ultra, Hippie Hill Park, and like and talking to people, living the life, having fun like an artist. And then I went to do the yoga,
Okay.
and I met my wife, and then we got married. She was an au pair, which is it's a live-in nanny for this rich family, and
It's
it was
like
an interesting thing.
a caregiver, or just living nanny, or I
It's
mean,
nanny. It just means live-in nanny, au pair, live-in
okay,
nanny with his
okay.
family, and it's kind of cool because she was raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but she was born in Taiwan, and her dad came to America to teach at the University of Pittsburgh, and she just ended up growing up here, but she speaks Taiwanese and Chinese fluently,
So
and so
did she have an accent? Like,
not she has a Pittsburgh accent.
now is she? Okay, I'm gonna. Now we don't have to get too much in her, so she's not here or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
was she more Americanized or more of the other culture that she was born with when you
Yeah,
met her? Like when she presented herself to
definitely.
you, obviously she's a mix of both. But
Yeah,
like,
she's
was
a
she one
mix
of
of
those
both.
chicks? You're like, oh yeah, she's from you know what I'm saying? Like how
Right.
did she present herself? Americanized or
Definitely. Yeah.
foreign?
De- Definitely Americanized more. But she still got that Taiwanese, to her core. But
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
more Western. But I'll
But
say this.
she
I
lived
don't I
here.
don't
She's
I don't know.
fluently speaks English.
Yeah, yeah, she speaks English better than me. It's
Okay,
like, even though
okay, okay. No,
no,
I get it. I get
she's
it.
totally
Okay.
she's totally American. If you talk to her on the phone, you would think she was like a 17-year-old girl from Pittsburgh or something. She has a very sweet voice,
Like a young
like
girl, even though
young
she's not
voice.
17. Let's make that.
No,
She
she's
just
not.
sounds like a young girl, even though she's not 17.
Right, right.
Okay. I knew when you said that the trolls would be loving that
I
one.
know you'll be like, oh my god. I said
Oh
she
my god.
sounds like
Look what
one.
MPC
She
said.
sound like it.
All right.
Yeah,
No, we're cooking here.
yeah,
Okay, so go
yeah.
ahead and tell us the
So
move, what happened.
okay. Okay, so we ended up. So she was working for this rich family where she only spoke Chinese to the kids, and they were learning Chinese. And then we ended up getting married, and we moved to the worst neighborhood in Northern California, in East Oakland. And but it was our spot. It was cheap. She was a chef. I was working at the drugstore. I call it, at the Italian grocery store, doing my thing. And we lived in Oakland, deep East Oakland. And at this time, I was actually um my videos were being shown on the cable, local public access out here too. So that was a cool thing that happened.
Okay, so let's get to
Uh,
that. So your videos are hitting mainstream media, or and you mean
Comcast, yeah,
your
Comcast,
documentary ones that you did for
yeah, my
yourself for college?
documentary. Yeah, because I was also podcasting and making videos. And what I would do is the podcast I would overlay the interviews and put like cool, surreal clips
Okay,
as visuals.
so you missed the whole podcast. So how did you get involved in podcasting? When was this? When did you and where were you podcasting and what? Like that's what I asked
Yeah.
about the entertainment thing. When
Oh
did
yeah,
you
that's
get
right.
involved doing
Yes.
all that?
Um, when I was with
Like was it before you moved? Before you married her? When did you
it's
start doing
before.
the
It was before when I was with in that bad relationship.
Yeah,
I
that's
was in
when
this
you started doing
online.
the
Yeah, I
entertainment
was on this
stuff?
on right. I was on this online group called SWETA, Stormy Weather Existential Detective Agency, where we talk about crazy shit in our lives. And this published author, he headed it, and we make podcasts. And so I started making my own. And from there, when we got married, my wife had to go to Taiwan for like a couple months. And that's when I started doing these, like, remember, like, talk shoe and blog talk radio shit. I
Yeah,
started doing that.
is any of this stuff still out there and
Yeah, it's on my old
available or
channel. Some of
no?
it's on my old channel. Some of it's on my old channel. So I did
Okay,
that, and those are the clips I used to bring to the channel 26 Comcast Berkeley free
okay.
speech TV, and I play those. So those were literally on the TV. So that was cool
And
seeing
at this
that.
time, you were just doing your passion. You're just still like your content.
Exactly.
What was your
Yeah.
content? Was the conscious and the health, and then
It was mostly I started this show called Test Stream, which was a vlogging me going around the Bay Area, talking to people, talking to the camera about like what's really going on, like in terms of like
oh, you were doing
reality
like
and stuff.
street on the man stuff or street man on
Yes,
the street stuff.
man on the street stuff, yeah.
Oh,
And I
okay,
would I make it hella psychedelics and stuff, psychedelic,
right,
because I was kind of into that type of
okay.
community at the time. And so yeah, it was really trippy and fun. But then then when my wife left and I was kind of bored, I started getting into this kind of like black nationalist stuff.
Okay,
Interesting
yeah,
enough,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. So
But either
I
way,
did
you were
that.
doing the podcast and
Yeah, I was doing
putting
that.
out content, and
Yeah,
so it
and
attracted attention to who was streaming it or who was putting it out on. It was on TV or
it was
radio.
on
What were you
TV.
saying?
It
Okay,
was on
so how?
TV on Comcast, a public access.
Okay, it's like what? So just on a channel, they decided. Did you get royalties? Did you get anything for
No,
that?
no, because what you can do on these public access stations is if you get a membership to the station, you can upload your video content,
Uh
whatever
huh.
you want, and they'll play it.
Oh
And
wow. Okay.
yeah, so people can do that right now, actually, right now.
Wow.
And you only have to pay like the $50, $100 yearly fee,
Uh
and you
huh.
can do it. Yeah, so my
And then
my my stuff would play
and then it just
in the
plays
Bay
on the
Area.
Comcast channel, right?
Yeah,
Like what?
exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So I
Were
did.
you getting any attention from those airing on that channel? Was it
Uh
giving you clout? No.
if
Did it
no,
beneficial?
no, I never really saw the cloud. It was more of a for me astonished in my friend circle. Like,
Okay.
wow, I
Yeah.
saw your stuff on there,
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. But as far as the outside source, okay. Okay. Cool.
That's it. Yeah, Shadow Buddha says you have the small black and white vlog of you driving over the bridge back to Oakland from work. Yep, that's the one. That's the drugstore one. You remember? See? Um, yeah. So I did that, and I was having a good time, but I was also living in this fucked up neighborhood, and like I said, I never really grew up like super poor or in a ghetto ass neighborhood until I lived there, and it was an eye opening, and I started to go kind of crazy because all this shit was going on, some personal shit with neighbors and stuff, and that was like when my wife's mom started getting really sick, and we're like, fuck it, let's try something new, let's move out of this place and move to Taiwan. And I was like, okay.
Well, because of
I want
the
to try something new.
area and all the bullshit, you were like, "Fuck the States," period. And because
Right,
of
because I
her
could.
culture and just her being like, okay, that's why you guys chose probably too. Was it because
Yeah, because it
you
was
said
it was the combination of stuff. Because even though we lived in this ghetto ass neighborhood, in our own fields, respectfully, we worked in a very high status, social economic fields. Like I served the rich. Like my customers were Tom Brady's family, for example. Her customers were people buying French pastries on the Embarcadero in San Francisco. So but we lived in the ghetto. And we're like, this is weird. First of all, we make money, but we can't enjoy it because everything's so expensive. And secondly, when we are at home, it's like a shitty ass like aesthetics in the community. So we're like, okay, we have this opportunity. Maybe we can start a business, in Taiwan, like a food business, for example, and help her mom who had nobody else to help her really. And yeah, so we took our two dogs that we
so your
rescued
girl had
and went to
family
Taiwan.
out there. So
Yes,
so
that's because
so
she
your
was
girl had
from there. Yeah,
yeah, okay. So you just
yeah.
was that hard? Or was it not? Did you have to was this your first time out of the country? Were you or no? Were
Yeah, it was
and
well,
did
not the first time out of the country because I had gone to Asia trip before with my ex and I've been to Europe before, and Mexico with my current wife. But like, I've never lived outside of California. I've never, I never even had traveled to Taiwan before that. All I knew about Taiwan was that they used to win the Little League World Series, and that all our plastics used to come from there. All our
okay, so
toys
now
are made
okay,
in
so you
Taiwan.
guys make the move to Taiwan. Was okay,
Mhm.
was the did you have a cultural shock? Was the language mostly what like because I don't know, do you speak Taiwanese? I'm sure you do a little because of your wife, but like how was the cultural shock?
Yeah.
And then tell us what happened with your digital experience. Were you still podcasting in Taiwan? Were you not like what went down once you got to Taiwan leading up to your YouTube um NPC the game, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we'll get
Yeah.
on to current event.
Currently.
And then
Okay.
we'll end it or whatever. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know what time you're willing to keep talking, but
No, I got at least a couple more hours.
oh
I'm
okay,
good.
good. Because
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
still yeah, okay. Because I got
Yeah, we're
questions. I got
okay.
questions. All right, so get us to the cultural shock, how that was. Do they speak more Thai? Like, do they speak the language out there more than English, obviously? And how
Yeah.
was like communication for you? How was and what'd you do out there? Like, what was your next steps? You're in this foreign country. You're with the family. What's going on now?
So in Taiwan the number one language is Mandarin Chinese. And so yeah, everyone speaks Mandarin. However, Taiwanese is spoken by a lot of by the older people and people in the south that live in the southern part of Taiwan. The main city is Taipei in the north, but a lot of the older folks live in the south. And I live in the oldest city in Taiwan, and most people speak. Um, a lot of people speak Taiwanese, older people, but Chinese Mandarin is the number one language, and I don't speak. They speak very little English, but a lot of people understand it a little bit. So I don't speak Chinese. I only know a little bit.
So
That's something I'm working on.
were you dependent on your girl, the family? Like, I mean, because obviously when I say culture shock, you
Yeah.
speak English, you don't really speak Mandarin. So I mean, you can't even even go into the store or
The
purchase some shit, right? I mean, I don't know. Like
no,
you're in
like
this foreign country.
luckily enough, like money talks, and you could you could point to things, and like people do know a little bit of English, right?
Right.
So
No, I get
so I
it.
could
You know,
you can, but
that's how
however
it
I
is.
did, yeah, yeah, but I did rely on my wife a lot, to help me out with certain things and stuff. Her mother spoke English a little bit, even though she lived in America for a long time and had restaurants and stuff. But and her brother is straight like her older brother, which I love, Michael, who he speaks fluent English for sure. But her extended family, a lot of them don't speak English, so it's like awkward. It's they're really loving and accepting, but it's kind of awkward when we do stuff because I feel like I can't talk to him, and that sucks.
Bro, I got this device that I was looking at, and it's an earplug, and it's for like
Mhm.
people who travel, and it has like 67 languages in it, and it's an earbud, and you put and so like if they talk to you, it
Yeah,
translates to the language you need or want.
that's dope. I need to.
So
I never
like you
heard
get
about something
real
like that. I
time,
need to know that.
so like in real time when they talk to you, blah 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 blah, it will
Yeah,
translate in their ear what you want, and then you could say what you want, and then have the like recorder or whatever translate it
yeah,
in their language. But I've been looking at
yeah.
optics of because like I tell people, ham radio, making sure you get the service roads marked down, and just comms and communications and traffic control and things that we the people infrastructure wise we have a right to just comms and radio things like that. People need to be
Right.
more aware, and so like yeah. But go ahead. Okay, so go ahead. You're in Chinatown, Mandarin.
Taiwan,
Everyone,
Taiwan.
Taiwan. Well,
Yeah.
I know Taiwan, but everyone's talking Mandarin,
Okay.
Chinese. I get it. So where are you at now? Are you no kid? The baby's on way. The YouTube channel. Where do we get to NPC the game? How do we get to
Okay.
where you that portion and why NPC the game? Why the name?
Okay.
What was it about?
Uh,
And then we're gonna get into like current shit, but
Corn
like
stuff.
also this Gabriel Trap House shit, and then your future thing. I mean, I don't know. Are you all over the place, or do you gotta? I know we talk personally, so I kind of have a feeling where your goal is, but we're
Uh-huh.
gonna share it a little. We're gonna let the people
Okay.
know what your goal, aspiration, what you plan on with your new thing or your regular thing. So, all right,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
from Taiwan to NPC the game, go.
Okay. So yeah, so I was here, and one of the things that foreigners are able to do to make a living out here is teach English. There's an abundance and a need for foreigners, especially English as a first language, folks to like you and myself, uh, to teach English to people here, and all you need is a college degree. And so I did that, with one of the bigger companies. I did that for a while. It was cool. I met some interesting people, like anywhere from like school administrators to retired folks to engineer students to high school kids to people who train folks how to fly the F-15, 16s out here, all that shit. So did all that, and then we ended up my wife and I ended up starting a Mexican food restaurant, which was cool because there was no good Mexican food, and I need my Mexican food. That's what I was raised on. And she was a chef, so it was a good fit. We did that, and then now from what I do now is I teach at this.
Because I'm Snafu Snaps. If you're
Mhm.
so poor, how are you doing some of this stuff, if I may? And you don't, like you said, you don't have to tell us. Not everything is public, but some people say, well, how the fuck did he? Now, again, I know in Mexico, you know, $1 in America is like 100 out
Yeah.
there. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Certain country, I don't know what the dollar, American dollar is to the
Uh-huh.
Taiwan dollar out there, or what is the
30
fiat?
to 1. 30 to 1.
Really?
NT
Wow.
dollars, yeah. Yeah, but here's the thing, like day-to-day stuff, like it's a good deal for the most. What big purchase stuff like houses and
Uh-huh.
cars, it's comparable with the US. That's why we were blessed before my father-in-law passed away. And then I never met
Okay.
him, was blessed to meet him. He was a church deacon out here and
Okay.
whatnot, and
Okay.
as
Okay.
well as a professor in biomedical engineering. He bought her they bought her a house.
Okay.
So
Cool. Cool.
that's why we're lucky we don't have to pay rent per se.
Well,
So
per se, but I mean, that's family, that's life, and blessings are the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
that happen to
It is a
people.
blessings.
Yeah,
Right.
and you're being authentic and genuine in your story here. So fuck anyone.
Hey
So
man, bro.
Mexican, why Mexican? Was that both your passion? That was
Well,
restauranting and doing food a bit? Because people who get into the restaurant business, that's a
yeah.
whole Shark Tank
I
in itself, man.
Yeah. It is. It's whew, they don't really last long after a month, right?
Well, it depends
Um,
on. I mean, that's a whole like.
yeah,
I mean, are you? I've been in. I've seen it. I've helped people open them.
yeah.
I get it. I get
Li-
it.
Like like I never I grew up in it because my grandmother was a head waitress for a very famous San Jose restaurant for many years. And so I've been in the restaurant, but it was not my passion. However, my wife, that's her profession. She's a trained chef. What do you call it? Pastry chef,
Oh,
and
damn. You be got
yeah,
that sweet tooth girl over there.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this motherfucker be eating that sweet. He be cupcaking it over there.
Really,
Eating.
yeah, I want to talk about cupcakes.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
gonna say, damn, I
uh,
bet she make good cupcakes.
well,
All
yeah.
right. Well,
Oh
go
yeah.
ahead. Okay,
So
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 continue.
so we did so yeah, so we wanted to we're like fuck it, because I love Mexican food. I grew up my mother was, mostly Mexican, right? So we grew up eating Mexican American food, and it's shit out here, right? So we're like fuck it. I'm gonna start to sell nachos and horchata and some pastries and some other things. So we started our food business. We started at the night market, which was cool because that's a very Taiwanese cultural thing. They have these things called night market, where they're like a combination of a county fair and carnival, and it's flea market where people sell stuff and have great food stalls. So we started there, a local one, and then we moved to a mom and pop thing. And we did our thing, and it's a lot of work, bro. I never worked so many hours in my life, and uh we did it for a couple years. We barely broke even though we had loyal customers. And I was like, fuck it. And I went back to teaching
Now,
a couple
were
years
you just
ago.
doing food, or were you serving alcohol too? Like
No,
some of
just
those
food.
places run
Just
off
food.
the alcohol funds.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
Because
just food.
that's what the famous ones, Mexican food places, they do, and their food sucks. But yeah, we didn't do
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Alcohol license is where they make their money, dude.
Right. Right. You're right.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did that, and then a couple years ago I went back into the teaching because I found this really cool academy. It was very small and very prestigious, and the people
Teaching
are
what?
Americans, teaching English and literature and writing.
Oh, literature and writing too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what would be the literature? Or give us some examples, like
For
what were you
example, like
teaching?
last semester we read with my high school class, we read Lord of the Flies. We read The Outsiders. We read Brave New World, Animal Farm, Romeo
And
and
then what would you
Juliet.
guys do? Like, would you do quizzes, or
Yeah, we do.
would you
Yeah, we
teach it?
do.
Would you just break it
We
down?
do. We do quizzes. We do quizzes. We learn vocabulary, like college level vocabulary, to expand their vocabulary. And because I tell them all the time, is like this is the best way you can get off this island if you want to, is learn your English skills so you can express yourself. Your
Dude,
writing.
I
We
can
write
tell.
about. We write essays and creative stories.
You know how you do your NPC, the ranking game or whatever, or the ranking
Hmm.
show or whatever? I told Beck that I want to start a vocabulary or a Scrabble because I'm doing poker now, but I want to start a Scrabble game. And you and Bex, and there's a few others, maybe Paul and Slade, a few of you, I want to put you all in a Scrabble game and see which one of you comes up. Because some of you guys do have that vocabulary to where it would be interesting to see which one of you guys get it in some Scrabble.
Yeah, bro. Hey, as long as I can bring my textbook with all these words,
Ah, that's
I'll
funny.
fuck it. I'll do that shit. Yeah.
That's funny.
So I did.
So
So we did that.
you're teaching now. Are you still
I'm teaching right now.
uploading? Are you using these lectures that you're teaching for your content? Are you still
Oh no
podcasting?
no 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 No,
Okay.
I do my live streams and that's about it. But a lot of the stuff I talk about in my live stream, I run it by my students because we do current events as well with the older kids. Because I teach anywhere from second grade all the way to high school. So we do with the older kids, we do current events on the weekend, and a lot of they're even talking about Charlie Kirk out here. I was kind of proud of them for like keeping up on the news and stuff.
Right.
But I put it in the but I put him in the perspective, like like when we talk about the
But
optics and
and like
the
that,
stuff
they're
behind the
feeding
scenes.
the masses getting
Exactly.
that information. So there's reasons why the mass is getting that information. There's reasons
Yeah.
why certain agendas are being implemented after those certain events.
Right. That's why
So
I'm here to help them sift through that stuff the best I can because these
well,
are
it's good, I
the
guess. Like just like what people say, it's good that it's piqued their interest to where they're even talking about it,
yeah,
versus what we know
what
the
actually
laziness.
happened.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
people can like
Yeah.
what is presented. Like some of the people present, the youth doesn't care. They're not talking about these subjects. That
They
when in
don't. A lot
reality,
of them don't. But
yeah, a
there's
lot of
some
them
that
don't.
do.
But there are
Yeah.
some that do. Yep,
They do. Yeah,
absolutely.
and I'm proud of it because my thing, I teach English, but I'm really teaching them critical thinking. That's very important. I was blessed by a teacher, a great teacher I had before I went to college that burned that into my skull, and how important that is to critically think. Um, yeah, so we did that, and the NPC the game came with because um probably 7 years into my marriage, they call it the 7 year itch or whatever type of shit. Like I look back and I was
Honeymoon
like,
phase is fucking
it's
way
over.
over, bro.
Yeah,
It's
it's over,
way
bro.
over, and I don't know when it
Yeah,
ended with you, but I'm telling you, I've
yeah,
been there, done that. But I'm just saying, the
yeah.
honeymoon phase usually, you already know what time it is, right?
Yeah. Right. So around that time is when I was like, fuck it. I'm trying to like find ways I can self improve, but I never thought about in terms of relationships, male female sexual dynamics. So I started looking into the red pill and the black pill, different things. Saw a lot of weird characters. However, at the core, some of the stuff that they were talking about, take out the people, the messenger, like there's some good stuff that I was like, holy shit, I wish I would have known about this before. And I started to, use that and practice some of the stuff in my marriage, and it started to get better. And then I also found that's why I found Shadow Buddha and Shift um in one of these spaces, black pill spaces, which is weird, but like, and ever since then we've been like tight. Like that's my best friend, and this is what, and then after we got jaded by all that red pill manosphere stuff, that we started to build into the Discord, and this is when NPC the game started, because I already had channels like Blaxican in Taiwan and Book of Gabriel test
Right,
stream,
right. And then up to
but
date, like most people know you here
yeah,
as NPC, the game
no, I'm
NPC.
Blaxican
And so
to
we're
those guys.
so when and I told you the other night, I said, when I think of NPC, the game, I think of a gaming channel.
Hmm.
And you said something about, well, that's what, so like, tell us about that. And also, I wanted to cover what are the best qualities of why you married this woman and you think it'll work, and again, you guys sound like friends. You said my best friend,
Mm,
partners.
yeah.
Does she support, obviously, you in the entertainment field, you in the business you're doing? Obviously she's not involved, which people have the choice to make if they're going to let their loved one involved or not. You handle it the way you have. But like tell me, what is her support? Obviously she's supporting you, it's your chick, but tell the audience why this woman's it and how you feel. And maybe she's not supporting. Maybe you want to be like Landry's wife, where Landry would lie about it, I feel, and say, oh yeah, she's supporting me. Where I personally
Mhm.
think that with the way his wife said what she said, she's kind of fed up with his optics. And really, she's like, go get a job, take care of me and baby. That's my opinion, folks. And that's what I'm saying. What is your wife's dynamic of what you're doing on YouTube and NPC the game? And then
Mhm.
again, NPC the game. People think it's like Grand Theft Auto, NPC.
Mhm.
I mean, interesting name. Why?
Well, yeah. Okay. Thank you. And yeah, I'll answer those wonderful questions in 1 second. And Aheem's Alexander with the 4.99. She said, "Love hearing your story, Gabe. Yeah, I appreciate telling it. And that's one of another friend, a good friend I met here. And thank you for that. Very generous.
Plug walk. I don't even understand how the fuck my plug talk. Pick him up in a space coupe. I don't let my plug walk. Skirt, pull up in a space. New freak, had to cut my other little bitch off. 50K, you could come and book a cracker for a plug walk. Big ol' Bentley, it's a spaceship. Call me on my phone, I don't say shit. I make money when I talk. I'm a boss, take a loss.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much, Heems. Are very generous. Yeah, so the NPC stuff started like I wanted a channel to see how much clout I can get, I guess, views and stuff. So I started to upload stuff to Reddit, videos I'd make, see what got the most views. And what got the most views was Call of Duty war videos from Ukraine, Russia, as well as people taking too much drugs. And so that was the start of this actual channel.
Clout ones, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And I
Yeah,
got a
for
lot.
sure.
I
No,
got
I know
hundreds
what
of
you're talking
thousands of
about.
views like in a month, right?
Wow.
And then I
Yeah.
but then I started to be in the No Jumper community on Reddit and post funny parody videos and got clout and got like hundreds of thousands of karma points off my videos, and I got millions of views on that's a whole nother story on some of my videos on Reddit. But anyway, and the NPC shit is because my friend Dimitri, like Shadow was saying in the comments, he's an artist, great artist. We were creating a video game about a sheep that wakes up to the fact that we're in a simulation and there's evil forces, nefarious forces trying to control us with sorcery and magic, from trying to get us from being our true purpose. So we're all sheep. And the story was about Dimitri, the sheep, waking up. And I was doing that. I'm like, that sounds like a cool thing that's kind of like what we're doing here. All my friends and I were waking up to this weird situation we're in, right? So I'm like, maybe I can call this channel NPC the Game because we're like in a simulation, maybe. So that's why I called this channel NPC the Game, right? That's where I got the name for it.
Okay, I see where you're going with it. Now,
Yeah,
the game never got finished. It get finished. What's up with the game?
it's kind of like some of those guys in the panel. It's beta right now. In the beta, it's in the beta test. It's beta testing right now. Yeah,
Okay.
it's beta.
Okay,
So
cool.
yes, it's doing that. I gotta
Okay,
talk
so
about my wife too. I should talk about my wife real quick. Yeah, wait.
Do what?
What? My wife's support. I'll address that for a second.
For sure.
Like my wife, she's always supported my channels for sure. And there was a point in early on when I was, making videos where I was like, man, I wish you would kind of watch my like what do you call it? Take some initiative and like give me more feedback and watch my videos. And even though when I would actually show her things, she would give me great feedback, but she wouldn't necessarily go out and search and watch it. And I used to feel a certain type of way until I realized, like, hey, she's supporting
It's
me
a
by
good
actually
thing.
saying, like, yeah, exactly.
I
She lets me
found
do
out
my
with
thing.
she'd let me do.
Yeah.
She would look at like every chick when they, whether I was with them for years or you went just dating. I've realized that the ones who want to be all involved and want to know, those aren't the ones I want to really be around or date or have as my chick. I want the ones who like support me and watch my shit and give it, but they do their own thing, They don't really, and I think because you get too much overload, because this is kind of a business. This is kind
It
of
is a business.
and it's a whole different game. The DX, the emotional, spiritual optics that are in play with it, the triggering.
I don't want her on here.
personally would,
I don't want her.
Yeah, relationship, my wife, the chicks I've dated, I've been the same way. They look at my shit. They give me shit. They sometimes, come say hi once in a while, blah blah. I've had that,
Yeah.
but they don't
She's
get
done that
involved.
one time.
Yeah, I've had mine.
On our 12-year anniversary, she came on 12 because we've been married
Yeah.
12, almost 13 years. We got married on 12/12/12.
For sure.
And yeah, so she comes on, but like she'll give me like for example, but she hears everything. She hears me. We talk about it. Like I'm like, I got an interview with Snaps tomorrow. She's like, oh, the zebra.
Yeah, she knows. Yeah, she watches your
she
optics. She knows your life. It's your wife. I get it.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're at NPC the Game. Your wife is your best friend. This is the chick. Now here's the deal. Let's get in the gritty itty drama.
Yeah.
Drama channels. NPC the Game. A lot of people see you around. We know now we got the story of you and NPC the Game. What? Okay, now you talk about conscious and health and this and that,
Yeah.
but all of us obviously have optics, and NPC the game is not immune to the DEX optics in play. And people have questions that they wanted me to ask, and so these are really kind of questions from the viewers and audience of NPC the game that they wanted me to ask, and I will. The first one is here in the YouTube realm. What is your thoughts on what you're witnessing? The business side of it, the drama side of it, the optics of uh certain like just what you're witnessing, the division, which is part of the agenda in play, but it doesn't even have to be our communities. It could be the food communities, the ghost
Mhm.
communities, the like it's happening everywhere. And then
Yeah.
with the world, you live in another country, but I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going in Taiwan, especially out there, as if you're not reading the news. So the world stage
Mhm.
is being changed. What is your views on internet censorship? What you're witnessing presently online?
It's like what we talked about yesterday in terms of like YouTube, for example, because that's all I know, and hopefully it won't in the future. I'm gonna, like we talked about, getting expanding and whatnot, but like they're cracking down on more and more things that you can't even say simple words anymore, and because of that, I. I'm always trying to make the best out of bad situations. So I'm like, okay, because of all the censorship, it's going to cause me to be more artistic and graceful about still talking about these controversial subject and trying to expose people to the hidden traps out there. I'm going to have to, be cryptic but clear, kind of weird, right? So I think that's a crazy a
So
thing.
how'd you get involved in the panel verse? Like who drew you in? Illumitami? Were you cool with it? Because if I remember, you guys kind of thought, was it Beth, Paul and Slave? I mean, like
Uh,
and
who
Flow
drew me
State.
in?
Like who drew you in the
None of
panel
those
verse?
people. None of these people. Well, they
How
actually
did you
drew me.
get where you're at now within the panel verse? Because it's a
Well,
lead up question to like obviously the drama optics, just
yeah.
two of them.
Okay.
How
So
did NPC the game get to be known, in your opinion, by Paul and Slave or OTW or me? Or I mean, how did you enter this panel verse in your opinion, and
mhm,
where you're at now? Like
yeah.
and again,
So
it's cool because like you said, you promoted, you advanced. But who did you watch first? Who did you hang out with? Who are you?
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, the way I came into it, it was a little different than the way I was actually finally seen. Started to be seen, but the way I came into it was, like I said, like my best friend here is Shadow Buddha, who's basically my producer here, and we're actually talking about a lot of these things always offline together. And so anyway, Shadow and I were in our Discord, hyperspace Discord, and with our friend Shift, with another one that we used to go into these black pill um content, this one live stream called Smash TV, and it got jaded. We got sick of it and jaded with it because it's a bunch of like kind of losers, bro. And I didn't want to be a loser or be associated with them. So I left that, and I hadn't talked to Shift. We hadn't talked to Shift in like half a year, and he came back to the Discord and he was like, "Hey, like, what have you been doing, bro?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, well, I've been hanging out here and there. This is this guy based Oracle." So so I'm like, okay, never heard of him before. So I went on the Based Oracle and watched it. I'm like, okay, it's interesting, but not my thing. I'm here to support Shift. I like what Shift has to say. He's based. And then I saw uh Based Oracle
So
one day
NPC
on
starting
Machine
to hop.
Lies.
He's getting on his little hop right now. His bunny hop is getting a lot stronger. He's like, oh, let's check
The
this
Buddy
one out
Hop.
and that one
I
out.
remember that shit.
Let's check this one out. So
Yeah,
he's getting in his little. No, this is what I'm talking about. You're getting
it's
that
funny.
panel verse bug, dude.
Yeah,
You're just checking it
I'm
out.
getting it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Okay.
I was
Cool.
such a noob, bro. I was such a noob that like
We all are
one night
at one
one
point.
night I saw, yes, one night, and we got to remember that, right? Even if you've been here like I've been here like for 14 months and I still a noob,
And
right?
we're still
You're not gonna
learning. I mean, that's
you're
the
still
point.
learning.
Like
Yeah.
we're still every day we're still learning. And I know they say things are on a loop. I don't
Uh-huh.
necessarily believe that fully
No.
because every day we
R.I.P.
wake
Based
up.
Oracle, Brownsboy.
Every day is different.
Yeah, it is. It is different, and one of those different days, I saw one night. I saw based Oracle on this guy named The Machine Lies, and I'm like, what the
Yeah,
fuck? Who
I
is
know
this? Like
Mr. TML.
I'm like, is this a Mexican Rob Zombie or something? Over here.
Bro,
Okay,
dude, the
yeah,
things that
so
I've exposed all of these people on,
uh,
including TML, but I also do recognize that real recognizes real thing in the end. And right
yeah,
now, with what we're witnessing of the crazy ones versus those
uh-huh.
who, whether we agree or don't agree, there is the wheat and tear. And that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
there
Even
is.
TML, even though I've exposed and called
T-Mail's
TML
my
on
guy, man.
I mean, I exposed him for fucking his wife leaving and
Well,
possibly
yeah.
abuse and a bunch of other shit. But even though he knows I'm right, whether he wants to admit it or not, he and I have come to a cupcake, non-cupcake mode. Like, and the fact is he's not the one doing dangerous, crazy, fucking
He's
shit
not.
like Lee and others out there, and just Tarek
Yeah,
going crazy. There is a difference between what you see online and
yeah,
those lines. So let me
yeah,
ask you this: we got to
and
ask you.
that's how I met him. And he was my
Okay, that's
first. He was my first person. Like I
your
went on his
first
panel. We had a
troll.
great what?
Was TML your first troll or your first like
No, no,
dispute?
no, no.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't have no trolls. No, I said I went on his panel. Up on
Oh,
that's the first panel in the panelverse I went on,
with
and
TML?
we had a great discussion about Krishnamurti. That's why I wanted to go
Honestly,
on
with
there.
you and him, if you were on, and I get it. I don't agree with people. I
Yeah,
sometimes do. Every day's a new day. But like, I could see you and him cooking, especially if you're talking about some optics, whether you agree or disagree. I bet that would be quite interesting, just you and him cooking
yeah.
in general.
I like that.
Just
I like
like,
that lead up. Wait, that's a perfect lead up because we have, and like a couple weeks later, I invited him on my channel for the discussion, and I had like
uh-huh.
70. I was like, "There's 73 people here," and I
He'll come
already been
talk to
streaming
you.
for a year. I was like,
I
"Damn,
can guarantee
we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of
he'll come,
fun." And
even if you disagree or don't agree, he'll come talk to you. Like I said, even with me, and that's why I
he's a
didn't want.
friend. He's a friend, man.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so
no,
he's
he's great.
ally, and that's what I'm saying. Me and him are
Yeah,
on cupcake mode, whether he knows or not. He's not on my list. Like
well, that's
as
good.
far as like, there's people on my
Do you,
list. People on. So let's
are
get
this
to this.
person on your
Let's get
list?
to this.
Wait,
I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you some
okay,
big questions because
all
you
right,
are involved in drama and you're part of the panel burst, and now you've been bunny hopping, and now we know how you got here. So the first
yeah,
question is Sherelle Snow.
well, shit,
Obviously, she's been saying a lot of things about you. Other people been saying this about you. Hey, you said your stance. I know you've said it, not said it. Let's get through the optics out of your mouth. What are the optics on that? Why is she upset with you? What's going on there? And what do you want to share?
okay, and
I heard she was a mod of yours at one point.
yeah, and let me shout out
So
to his comment.
what is
He
all
says, tell
that
me. Okay,
optics?
I'll answer that. Should just tell me it's always a loop. Too many meta conversations all the time, talking about something. Yeah, for sure. And I have to
Yeah,
say
about
that
doing no keyword
about
doing
doing
something.
no do,
Doing.
but not actually doing it. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I know people who are doing things too. Some of these people don't
Hmm.
see the stuff happening. Me and you've talked about that personally.
Right.
There's a
There are
lot of
people that
optics
stuff.
people have no clue about going on. And it's worldwide. And it's with many creators. It's everything. There's a wheat and
Yeah,
tear happening, folks. Knowledge
okay.
is key, where to these people, data is key. That is the new gold rush.
Rush. Yeah, yeah. So with the Sherelle stuff, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
and then we'll get off that one, and then that's the next drama
Okay.
question. And then after that, we'll go into your new brand and new ideals or what you're looking at doing.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just was Sherelle. Like I met her through Alumatami, and I used to hang out with Alumatami for a minute, and and
Yeah, I know that's the question people wanted to ask because weren't you and him cool at one point?
yeah, yeah,
And
because
what and we
I'd
all
seen
seen
this.
Luma Tommy's optics. I mean, I'd say he went from panel president, self-proclaimed, of course, the panel bird feeder to what he's doing now. And like I said,
Yeah,
I'm just getting NPC's interview. And because drama is part of this stuff, there's two
yeah, it is.
questions that must be asked by me and others in journalistic value. So we needed to know this stuff. So Lumen Tommy, what's your thoughts on that one? Because you and him
Yeah.
were running it up for a minute.
Yeah, for a good month or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny, he didn't call himself the panel versus president until we did the NPC. That's the first time I heard him say that. Like
Yeah,
after I did the awards. I think it triggered something. But here's the thing with
was
Tommy.
that part of the awards?
Him?
No. Was the panel versus president thing part of your award show? Like, did you?
No, I said I didn't hear him start calling himself that till after that awards weekend.
Yeah, and that's what I'm asking.
He was super pissed. Was it because of him?
No. I'm saying, did you like vote him in as panel versus president, or was there like a bid on?
No, he came up with that. I'm saying, he came up with that.
Oh, okay.
Because I think, in my opinion, I haven't got a chance to ask him. In my opinion, he was he did it out of response. He thought that I don't know if he thought that I was trying to be the president or whatever that mean of it, which I wasn't. I was just trying to meet people and acknowledge some of the people I kind of like their content.
OGW said that he's working for his awards the next show. He said he's like, I don't know where I'm gonna get. I think a lot of other people are Cynthia talked about it. A lot of people said they can't wait till your next one. So whatever you did with that show was obviously a hit, NPC.
Yeah. Shout out to Shadow Buddha and the crew for that. But thank you, man. Dude, you had to get a sock account, dude, Tommy? Really? Damn. That's kind of says it. What does that say?
Him with that earlier today. So, but yes.
Streets is watching. But what
all
happened
you gotta
was,
do is just go to it and look at when he created
when
it.
When he got it, yeah.
Like, did he create it today or did he create it tomorrow? That's a question. Or yesterday. That's a question.
I mean, I think I was gonna he's blocked because I mean that's when he came up.
Okay, so you and Tommy are at that point where you're like, fuck the guy, you got him blocked. Do you want to explain?
Well, because like for example, because anytime he talks to me, he's always N-word this hard R shit. I know you called me that before, but it's like we're talking. At least we can talk now. But
well,
like I can't do that with them.
Every day, all day. I think, and again, me and you had issues because of certain predator types that I think you've learned your optics. At this point, we won't even name names, but even NPCs has eyes to see and ears to hear on certain things. To where me and him have been like, hey, this is a lot more real than people understand. I do feel that.
Yeah, and even the thing about it is like when I heard of him, this guy's like I guess people say he's crazy, he's this and that. But I remember listening to one of his videos where he tells the story about all these black kids in Colorado, they robbed him and this shit, and then like he wanted to shoot him or whatever. For whatever reason, he gave him a pizza and he actually cared about their bad situation. I'm like, oh shit, that's another dimension. I respect that, right?
Right. I remember you saying that his actions really like is what gravitated you to him. He showed kindness or something.
Right, because he's doing fellowship, what they call it, missionary work. Like, because that's what my grandma taught me. Like, we used to go and feed the homeless in St. James Park. I used to do it at Hippie Hill, Haight-Ashbury. But the point is, like, I respected that, and it made me see because he's been known as saying he says all the words, he says the N-word. And even though he might say differently, but I don't ever remember saying I co-sign on calling someone the hard R. However, I said I understand what he why he may do it, but I don't like it. And I made a comment like that on one of that video, and he came on and then he made a comment back and we started talking. I'm like, hey, let me interview you. And at the time, my co-host on this show called Surfing the Apocalypse was basically like a black supremacist dude on Code 24/7. And me and Tommy had a great interview, and On Code showed up 2 hours late and he had the smoke for Tommy, and we're talking about it. So the point is like we were cool after that. For me and Tommy, I really respected him a lot. I think he was very talented in everything he does, and like he has clout. He was a damn leader, influencer here in the Panelverse, and we have these offline discussions, and it was like great, man. And there was one time when he came on my show where him and some other people were talking about the the N word, like when we can use it and not. And I got fed up. I was like, this is weird. You're acting like I'm not even here, bro. This is awkward. Talking about
Right.
N word optics. When you got a black dude.
They were trying to put the bait in, and you didn't take the bait.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to
They were
deal
trying
with
to
it.
bait you, and you didn't take the bait.
Right, and I mod godded him. He taught me how to do that shit. I mod godded him, but then
Tommy and the mod god optic. I will give him that. Thanks for claiming it. So another self-proclaimed thing he says. But I think he did start making it the word to be used. But okay. I mean, you don't have to go in full detail.
You came up with that?
You want on that.
Anyway, you came up with that. Okay, you came up with mod.
No, I didn't. No, I think he it was already out there from other channels.
But he made it famous with us.
And he's claiming he made anyway. Other people made that up years when mod wrenches were first given on YouTube.
Okay.
I mean, it's mod god. Think about the two. Come on. Like he's like him saying he's a self-proclaimed panel president of all of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's what let him. You gotta, if you don't promote yourself, who else is gonna promote you? Sometimes
that's what I'm saying. You know what? I cupcake with Tommy when he's right, but he's a lot more wrong.
I used to wish I still could, but I'm not gonna be called N-word hard R and think that's okay, bro. I get it if he has issues with me, if he thinks this and that. I mean, we at least talk about it, but if you don't, I get it, and that's why we've been staying away from each other.
Okay, so he's lost.
But with that said, I have to say I still respect his artistry 100% for sure.
And who knows? Who knows if you guys have a powwow in the future or not? You know, I'm sure. Who knows? You never know. Next thing we know, with the NPC and Tommy talk. All right, let's get to the Sherelle shit. What's the optics with that? She used to be a mod. Now she doesn't like you, or she's telling people you know what's the what's the optics with that? And then we'll get to the Landry optics, folks. The one you've been waiting for. About that shit. I know, but the folks and myself, that's the big one. And then after that, we get into NPC's new vision and his channel. And I don't know if you want to play a little intermission when we get after we get.
I think we could do that. That's
like after the Landry question, maybe play a little intermission. I'll go get a drink or something, and then we'll talk about NPC's new vision and what to expect and what we're and thanks again for doing this, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome. And like, thank you, bro. Like, I'm not used to people like asking me things like this. This is great, bro.
Well, it's cool. I love it. I've done it with Paul, man. I've done it with everyone. Like people who know me know, like I'll sit with you and we'll bullshit. And I know as long as you're transparent, and that's what I want, because I want the audience and myself to really learn the optics, you know. And so I think this is a really good. And all you guys out there, thumbs up, share, like, and support, man. Fiat, man. He's being authentic and genuine, man. I would much rather support real motherfuckers than those grifting and scamming and out there to just get the grift versus those who are authentic, really putting in work and doing cool shit. And my support, especially on something like this tonight, is hook him up, man. Hook your boy up, NPC.
Yeah, thank you, man. I mean, authentic is for sure. I mean, Tommy, one thing that stuck with me, he said is he's like, be the same person you are offline as here. And that way of being is actually, it's easy because if you're a lazy motherfucker, it's easier because you don't have to put up a front. Sometimes it takes so much energy and stupid stories you have to uphold when you're being fake. And you know, it's a process, bro.
You get caught. You get yourself tripped up. You get yourself in a wreck. You get caught up.
Yeah. That was good advice. And her thing was the Sherelle thing. It segued into Tommy. I remember
when he first showed me. Sherelle, then the Landry. Then we'll take a little intermission. So Sherelle, we got to know, bro. She was a mod of yours. She's been telling people, you know, blah 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 about you. Other people have been saying, "What's the deal with that?" I'm curious. You know me and my little nosy journalistic value. What's the deal, bro? She used to be a mod. What happened? And I think it was Orthodox guy, right? She was mad at, or he wanted to dox sort of the dox or something, I think, because he even said his side.
Yeah, there's a lot of interview. I've spoken on it a little bit, but like with me and her is like I was introduced to her through Tommy. Like he showed me a picture of her. I'm like, oh shit, like that's a really beautiful woman. Like, and it was like, oh yeah, we used to hang out or whatever. And and then until we didn't, he said they had a falling out, and he had mentioned her, her bug shot or something like that, and but
Okay.
so
Yeah, it's a
and
rough
like
one.
and he showed it to me or whatever, and that was that, and then I remember when me and Tommy had our falling out, Sherelle was like trying to be buddy buddy with me. It was like
Okay,
cool, this girl's,
okay.
and I could see what she was doing maybe too, because and my ego would make me think like, oh, she's only talking to me because I'm so cool, when in fact that's part of it, but it was more maybe to get Tommy a little angry with his like friend or whatever,
Okay, I see. I see. No,
like
I see what you're
yeah,
saying.
because
Yeah.
I've seen that her do that to other people with me, like go out of her way to be like nice to them and give me the
Okay.
cold shoulder or whatever. But anyway,
Now,
and I'm
now, was
not
she
like
she's a
this,
mod on your channel at this time, or she's been one, or
no,
not
no,
one,
later on,
or?
she was a mod for a long time and a good supporter, and we used to have discussions about the channel, and she'd give me pretty good advice and stuff about things,
Okay.
about because she's been in this panelverse longer than I.
Yeah, she's no.
And
I've
then
known her for like 5, 6 years. I've known a lot of these people, as I told you, for years. And like I said,
mhm,
I'm getting NPC's version. I'm sure Sherelle has the offer to let me interview her. She knows this. But go and again, we're getting NPC. He's telling us a lot of optics. It's not. This is just like I said, the Landy one, the one he doesn't want to talk to us. That's the big one. But go ahead.
yeah, so yeah, we were very friendly, and I looked to her like a sister, and we would talk from time to time, um, not as much as she said, like hundreds of hours, but we did. There's a couple times we had some really good deep conversations, and there was a point where like I was talking to Flow State last fall or something. He came on my channel, and he was like, "How did you meet Tommy?" And like, what you're doing, and like, how'd you meet Sherelle? And I told that, and I told the story. She was there, and I brought up what I just told you about that picture, and it was like a throwaway comment because I'm not trying to smut her or anything. I don't want to do that. It's not.
No,
And
no,
at
not
first,
at
I
all.
thought, I
And
thought,
and
I thought
Sherelle,
everyone knew about that too.
okay, look, I've known her for years. Sherelle,
Uh,
I'm getting his side of the story. So you could be mad or not mad. I don't care. I'm not coming to like you said. I'm asking. We're
well,
asking about Landry next. We're asking everything. He talked to us about his mom in high school, his brother. Don't fucking you. Don't worry about them motherfuckers. Talk to me. I want to hear your version, your
yeah,
story. Don't
yeah,
and don't cupcake to cupcake. Like even if it's bad, don't
right,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
worse because Landry found out what happens when you lie and make stuff up. I'm gonna dig into it, or the crew or the zebras. And the truth, will come out. But go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know by even just talking about this is gonna, it could,
Well, then you
open
can
up.
end
Which,
it. I told you what
yeah,
you could tell me. You say I refuse to answer the question. You could do whatever you want here. I just know people are interested about what happened. I mean, if you're done, we're done on that one. We move to the next question.
yeah, yeah. Also, yeah, fuck it. We'll leave it at that. We had a falling
Okay.
out,
We'll leave it at
and
that.
that's
And
about
see,
it.
that's me helping him
Yeah,
out to get out of the question. All right, Landy. Now,
yeah,
there has to be somewhat of answers, not answers, and we will move on quick. I could care less if NPC brought Landry's optics up or not. Landry came into our community, and NPC, as you heard the story, was part of our community, and he's not the one doing the lying, manipulating, crazy shit, and all this. Now, NPC shared information because Landry snaked him, he snaked him, whatever. It happened. We would have found the information out, period. And the information we found out, we're talking about, is that Landry dad is being charged allegedly in the courts, allegedly, but the charges are
mhm,
real because he hit an autistic child, which again, the family should be questioned too. Why was the child out? Blah, blah, blah. We're talking about Landry right now. The dad hit the child, returned to the scene, looked at the child, then left the scene. And then that's what we knew. That's all we knew at that point because you spilled the beans, as they want to say, or not. So let me remind people that's all NPC said. And then we verified that it really happened. The crew, the truth, the whistleblowers, the other journalists found out that Landry's more likely involved than not involved in these optics. And that's why I'm doing this, NPC, because you're really not going to have to answer this question. That's why I'm making the statement. I and the crew and the whistleblowers found out that the dad was charged. Landry lied at first saying, how do you know it's the dad? How do you know it's not? Blah, blah. But Landry has lied on all of us. So when people are trying to judge NPC, why'd he say that? Why'd he do blah, blah? Just remember that's his and Landry's business. We, the crew, the truth you would have found out anyways. And we're going to move on to the next question. So if you want to do the intermission, brother, I'm going to get the water. That's all we're going to talk about Landry. Is the crew and the truth yo are going to continue to expose the lies and the optics that are going on with someone that we would have found the optics out before NPC even said a fucking word. So anyways, with that said, brother, I mean, if you have anything you want to say added to that, you can. If not, we get in the intermission and we talk about your future and what's going on with your channel and your vision.
Yeah, well, dude, blessings to everyone in the Panelverse, Landry included, and
Landry included.
Yeah,
but actually, he owes me. Honestly, he owes Cynthia and me $2,000. He owes Cynthia $1,000 and me
that shit was
$1,000.
crazy. Yeah,
he made a bet. He made a bet publicly.
I'll tell you this. I'll say this. Miss NPC said she's watching. I had that on. I usually don't watch that shit when we're building.
Yeah.
Cupcaking. That's real cupcaking. With her.
Yeah.
But I had it playing, and she was like, "This is, dude. These people, we're acting like children." But then she's like, "But I think he does owe Snaps some money."
Yeah, he owes. Like, I don't care how fucking fucktarded this is or how crazy. He made a bet publicly in front of everyone and God himself and said he would give Cynthia or me $1,000. And it was based on the premise of his dad hit that child, got charges. Landry most likely was involved. And it took more than 1 day or 24 hours until things went down. And we proved it. All he said was show an article and show where it was that 2 days or more. And we did that. And then because Landry owed us $2,000, and me and Cynthia, just for the record, said,
Cynthia.
I said I would give $500 to Paul Enslaved. Cynthia said she'd give $500 to OTW. So we would split that money to the. This is where I feel Landry could come correct with even me, the crew. If he pays that money, the $2,000, maybe he would earn a little respect from me, and I would pay Paul. Cynthia would pay OTW. And Landry could start over with being authentic and genuine. And again, we could start afresh, so to speak, because I think if he was authentic and genuine about what's going on with the daddy thing, it would be different too. Paul even mentioned it. He could have came here. Paul deals with law, legal, lawful, all that shit, right? And the way we've seen Landry treat Paul, the way we've seen Landry treat Jack, the way we've seen Landry treat you, the way we've seen Landry treat everyone, bro. So my whole thing is fuck you, Landry. Pay me and Cynthia up like you owe us genuinely. And yeah, dude, it was a bet. He made it in front of the fucking people. We fucking proved him with more than one resource. And now he's kind of reneging on that bet. And I know it's a lot of money, but honestly, he did it publicly. I could probably sue him.
You know what?
I could
what Miss NPC said? She said, "We don't like to use these terms, but Indian giver."
Yeah, I just think it's a chance to be authentic, and I will spread that. I will fix my clutch in my car, and I will spread it to one of the and then we're gonna get into the future, and what's ahead. NPC.
We got it. We got this. All right, y'all. Intermission. Blessings to everyone. I am a man of the people because literally a lot of that shit I think is dorky. But people wanted to hear, some of these questions asked. So, we gave them a little something. But I do wish well to the Panelverse and everyone beyond. Hopefully you can have a great life outside of all this stuff. So we don't invest so much stuff in this. Yeah, man, this is a luxury. And check out this intermission. I'll see you on the other side in 5. Peace.
Hey.
Ah, the optics are high. The optics are high. Well, hello, Mr. Gabriel. Trap House Games. Long time no see.
Nice to see you, Mr. Snaps. Officer
Man.
Snaps. Excuse me, Officer Snaps.
Officer snaps to you and everyone out
Yes,
there.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
By the way, lovely zebras in the background. Shout out to all my whistleblowers and journalists. Real whistleblowers, real journalists about net.
Yeah.
All right.
What's
So
up, Wolfie?
I guess if we're ready, are we
What's up,
ready to
bro?
continue?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. So you all heard his story up to where we're at now. So we're finished with the drama shit, and I did that for him. He actually NPC thought I was gonna be asking him Landry questions, and I knew that was gonna put him breast. And I did him a favor. I did what I did, made my statement, and left it closed for him because I respect him.
That
Now,
was
when
very
I say I
respectful, bro.
respect him, he gave me an idea of his idea, and I want you to explain it to the audience of the drama versus non-drama, and then you having this Gabriel Trap House name change, and then you're saying, well, I want to change my content, I want to do fitness and this and that. What is you right now as we speak, as I'm sitting here, as you're roaming the Paddleverse? Now, I kind of had a talk with NPC. I'll share this much with you guys is, he's telling me he wants to start this fitness and new brand channel or new content. I'll let him explain what he plans on doing. But I told him, I said,
Yeah.
you are hurting yourself and your brand or whatever you're going to fucking do or market yourself, whatever, by just being strictly on YouTube because they are the most traders ones out there, I would feel. And I told him, I said, get on Rumble, get on D Live, get on fucking Facebook, get on Twitter. And I don't know if he's going to do this or not. I don't know what his plans are. That's why we're all here to listen. So, what is this whole fitness and shit? Are you gonna do workouts? Are you gonna do actual just talking about nutrient eating? What are you doing and what is the concept? What's going on with you and your channel and ideas?
Yeah. Thank you for asking because this is a big deal, man. I'm literally trying to. We're literally trying to. Shadow Buddha and I in the community. We're literally trying to make what we do on the outside life offline match up more with what we do on online, and something that offline I've been doing, especially in the last month, hardcore is working out, and I'm still working on the eating a little bit better. But I got the plan.
When you
I
say
got the
working
plan.
out, when you say working
I'm
out,
talking about bodybuilding. I'm talking about lifting heavy weights.
oh, so you're fucking getting
And
ripped,
cardio.
natty or not? Gotta ask, natty or not?
Natty for sure.
You say that with a laugh.
But, yeah. No, I was thinking like how people have been coming at me about like TRT because I am older. I am 40. I am 47. And
So
that's
I'm going to tell you something.
that
I worked with a lot of pro wrestlers in WWE, AEW, both promotional and stuff, and indies. Like a lot of people have no clue. Some of the people in my Rolodex phone book. I did do that interview. Well, I called his show. He let me on right back, but he's a jobber. I got way more people I know. So I do know about the whole bodybuilding world in a sense of some of these people, what they're into. Now, you also know and understand there is a difference between those who destroy their body with bodybuilding or those who just do it in a healthy manner. Like, what is your goal or inspiration on health and body? What do you feel? Because you are doing the body lifting. So are you going to show yourself lifting weights? What are you going to do? Or what? And are you going to stream on multiple platforms? Are you going to change it up? Change the name? What do you got think going on? What's your community? You and Shadow and your community have plans in the future.
Well, I mean, but speaking of Shadow, like he's definitely been a big influence. Like even though he's pretty much younger than me, that man has like taught me a lot. And one of the things he got me to reconnect and recommit to being healthy because he's a phenomenal bodybuilder and he does it the healthy way too, natural way too. And he has gains. And I'm like, bro, like I needed to start doing that again, right? And and that's where the motivation came from.
Now, when
Shadow
you say
inspired me.
gains, are you
Yeah.
talking about gains in muscle mass or
I-
weight, or
yeah,
what do you mean by that?
I'm talking about gains in muscle mass, and also being as well as being shredded as I can be, healthy. You know,
Do you plan on like trying to do
getting stronger.
modeling or a competition? Are you trying to do like uh bodybuilding competitions or
No, I
modeling,
don't.
or like are you trying to do any of that
I don't.
shit?
I don't plan on doing necessarily bodybuilding like competitions, but that might be something interesting. Sounds intriguing. Never really thought about that, but I definitely want to get into the best shape of my life. And one thing, because I'm always looking for new revenues, because I love my family. I didn't even talk about my son I had when I was 40, my little Ben. He was in the video boxing. Um, like he like he motivated me to look into that too, because he's an actor here. He's been in movies already, and like there's a lot of work for foreigners here, and that's something I definitely can get into. I mean, I could do it now because they're looking for all types of people and different looks and stuff, but the more streamlined you are, I think it would even make me go farther with that. And that's something that I think getting healthy and like getting
So
ripped
what
will help
what
me
is
out.
NPC's diet like right now? Like what like are you vegan? Are you vegetarian? Are you a meat eater? Do you
I'm a
do the whole calorie like nutrient line?
no,
Like what do you
I'm
drink those
I'm a
drinks? Like what is
I'm a
your diet and shit?
yeah, I'm an omnivore, not a vegetarian or vegan. I mean, even though shout out to those people who do that, but I don't think it's conducive to bodybuilding. Definitely not. But yeah, I try. My wife cooks most of the meals that we have, and a lot of them are pretty clean, And but I do have a meal plan that I'm going to implement in the next couple weeks, where it's going to be more traditional bodybuilding stuff, so I can get that
So
protein and energy.
are you gonna be doing vlog content and like in front of the audience, like whether it's showing your nutrient, what you're daily eating, or are you gonna do like seminar talks on health and consciousness? Or are you gonna do like you lifting weights and
Immediate.
showing your workouts for that day? Or a mixture of both? Or are you gonna do multiple channels and
What?
promote this cross branded? Like what's your idea for you? And what's the name with the name change? From game because
What?
it was NPC the game. We talked about
Yeah,
that, and then now you Gabriel whatever. Um,
yeah.
what's going on here?
Well, with the name change, first off, like I even though I owned it after a while, like NPC, I didn't want to be known as an NPC. Well, most people think NPC is a non-player character, right? This like
Well,
on
like that. Think
automatron.
of a game. I think of a gaming channel or game
Yeah,
NPCs. Like I
right.
think
That
of
too.
Grand Theft Auto shit. You know.
Right. My mother's my sister with those NPCs walking around saying weird stuff like that. But I get it. And then with acronyms, you can make it whatever you want, like Noble's pushing consciousness or whatever. But the point is, I wanted to get away from the drama per se on the panels, even though I think that's actually made me who I am too. And you can learn from that. Um,
And as we talked about, it's a whole different. This is what I talked about him. If he's starting to do different content, I said, man, you might as well just do a different channel or start cross platforming on multiple different platforms as well and do it up. Whatever the new content, if it's going to be this fitness, whatever he's doing, whether it's vlog, whatever he's doing, because you got to think you could still be in the drama sector and other sectors. You know, people are in the go sector, still in the food sector. People are in the drama sector, in the truth sector. And now, yes, the drama panel with the truth
that's
panel is a mixture, but I get what you're saying because
yeah,
I feel that your new content you're going to reach, which is your goal, more audience, more people, right? To
right.
join your community,
Yeah, that's the
whatever you're
plan.
building. It's a
Yeah,
plan.
people who are actively passionate or interested, at least for a start, in fitness and consciousness, or one or the other. Both would be greatest, and the more you listen to me,
So what are
or
we gonna do?
the more.
So
Well,
are
let
you
me let
gonna
me
give
say like what you're
seminars?
saying.
Like what are you doing?
It's
Yeah.
it's it's
Tell
a
us what you're doing.
it is a combination of what you're saying. Off the top, it's going to be like, for example, we're we're officially like unveiling it with on this channel, even though we may go to another channel per se and use this as marketing or whatever, this channel right here. But like we're officially doing on this channel the Craig Munson Legends of Bodybuilding Consciousness series, 4-part series with Craig Munson, who was the founder of the Crips, basically, who was a phenomenal bodybuilder and legend, and he has an interesting story. And we're going to focus on that because I left out an element. This is about fitness and consciousness, but it's also about what I call streetology, like life in the kind of like the neighborhoods and in the cities that I'm familiar with, and a lot of the viewers might be familiar with
Well,
that
I
type of
know, I
culture
know the
culture as
optics.
well.
I know the optics about who you just mentioned, the Crip story,
Yeah.
his bodybuilding story, the whole thing. So
Mhm.
tell us more about this series. Like, is it like a planned series? Do you have a schedule? Do you know
It,
if it's just like a few videos? Is it a month
it's
long? Is it just a
yeah.
documentary style? Or just you wanting to talk about the subject for a minute? Like,
It's
what is this
it's
series you're talking about?
it's a Legend of Consciousness bodybuilding series where we're going to talk about these OGs, original gangsters of bodybuilding, or not wait, not, it's not just bodybuilding, but the focus is bodybuilding. But we're like, for example, Craig Munson is one. Michael Jordan, because of his not only his phenomenal ability but the mindset too. And we're gonna get into that, what made him so driven, and also it's literally like how, for example, Michael Jordan will be like the second volume of it, it's gonna be probably one every other week. Um, and Michael Jordan, how when he started lifting weights and strength conditioning, it took himself to the next level, took it to the next level, his career and whatnot, and his evolution. So we're going to be doing that. So like lecturing, we will do that, but also too, I'm taking everything that got me to this point. I'm going to take the panelverse stuff too. So we're going to do that, but we'll also have an open panel with people who are specifically want to talk about fitness, what they're doing to stay, what they're trying to do to stay healthy, and also psychology and consciousness too, and how those things can um how they cross pollinate each other too when you really think
So
about it.
what? Okay, so do you plan on keeping the Gabriel name or the NPC name, or are you gonna try and rebrand this? Or because you're saying it's probably gonna be on this channel. So all you
Yeah.
guys out there waiting for the like, or are you gonna just keep it as is? Like, I mean, what are you doing? A logo, non-logo? Like, what is your deal with this? Is just like, is it really focused on creating this new content, this new thing, or are you just incorporating into what you're already doing?
Well, to, to start, because the plan was to start already like probably a month ago, to keep it 100. Like, but like, I'm really excited about it. I'm going to start on this channel, but there's a good opportunity that it will be on another channel. So that way I can like reset the algorithm. And also because no, I love all the fact I get a lot of support here. I love the community here and stuff. But I just want to keep it focused on that so we can stay on topic. And one good way is to move metaphorically move into a new house. But for right now though, we're here. I'm gonna start it here though. So just as long as you're stay rocking with
Absolutely, and
me,
it
keeping up.
doesn't mean that the people here in this community can't go show support with the new
Yeah,
project if you do change it up or not. And I also recommend you cross stream on other platforms other than
right.
restricting yourself to YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, like what we talked about yesterday, and I used to do it like on this channel and my other channel, like Facebook and Twitter sometimes. But like I'm definitely gonna take advantage of that because there's people that want to see this type of content. It's just that they, everyone loves their own modality or device, right?
Right. So the
Yeah.
name thing, the Gabriel, what's the deal with the name? Gabriel Trap House. Uh,
uh,
what's the deal? And is it staying? Is it going? Because okay, let's just be real,
it's-
and you tell me. Maybe I'm wrong. Do most people refer to you out here in the DX, which is the digital experience? If people are
mhm,
wondering when I say DX, do they
yeah.
refer to you as NPC or do they refer to you as your new tag or like
Well,
I mean
I have to say,
what
like
and
my
what's your deal with that?
well, like most of the time when I ride around his panels and surf, um, I would always have Gabriel underneath my name, NPC the game. And for those who know, I guess. But And it's funny, ever since I announced this about over a month ago, more and more people are calling me Gabriel now, or Gabe, which is interesting because like growing up, people used to call me that all the time. And so people are, hey, what's up, Gabe? But now they're saying that now. And so I wanted to when Gabriel's in there, that reminds me of the whole the gains. I mean, that reminds me of the consciousness thing. I wanted because that's what my passion, right? And then the trap house part is the whole streology thing. And Shadow Buddha had helped me come up with that name. He put it out there first, and then that same week I heard Paul refer to like flow state or something as like his spot as like a dope house or something. And I thought like, oh, like a trap house, because meaning like that's where people go to kick it and stuff like that. Get what they need. Get
Well,
what they
kicking
need,
it,
right?
getting on walls and smoking their dope, doing whatever.
Right,
I guess.
exactly.
No.
Exactly,
I
right?
get it.
But people,
Cool.
it can be grimy, but people like it, and that's like the streology part of it, you know?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It
Okay.
is, right? And then
Right.
the gains part is the whole getting after it, because it's not just bodybuilding thing. I'm talking about life gains, financial gains, your soul consciousness, spiritual, just being a better person, bro, a better being. Yeah. And then also too, we're incorporating like Shadow thought of the series and I was like, damn, this is a good idea. Talking about like how, for example, we're doing research about like how does the Bible look at fitness? Like it doesn't necessarily say fitness, but it's definitely pointing to taking care of your body, for example. And now some of these other religions, incorporate the body. So there's the gains though, because I just want to be better, bro. Like I said, I'm trying to make the new John Connor. This NPC channel, it's for my son. I always tell people that Markella knows. Like I wanted to give him a log of what his dad was doing and who the people he was talking to.
Yeah, you've made that statement. You've made that statement before that you wanted a record for your boy to see, like what you done, how you done it, and just like when he's
Good and
older or
bad, huh?
younger. Yeah, you've made that statement, which is again really cool. But that also, like, I guess that gives you that motivation of, like you said, you want out of that drama, you want to put that real shit out. I mean, you're down to fuck around with the drama, but like your shit that
Right, for
that gives you
sure.
the passion.
Yeah.
You're about to make some change. And I've told him, dude, I said, you got to just do it on a new one. Like you could do it on this one too and get it going, but reset that shit. But either way,
Yeah.
well, now you guys know what, like a little of what now the consciousness. You want to go more into this real quick? Why is it such a passion of yours on that level? Because I do feel when I say, man, we're fucking doomed. And I mean it in so many ways with the human race, but I also see the good, the wheat and the tare. Narrow is the path. Okay, I see those optics, and I think Paul and others have taught me humbleness, and others out there too. Just even in real life, not even this internet shit.
Right.
But my whole thing is what is your goal? Now you told us help, benefit, this and that. Now you live in Taiwan. There's a lot of political world optics, and when he comes to my channel, folks, that's where we'll pick his brain on the whole rabbit hole shit, But where do you see yourself in 2 years? And you must also think of the internet and censorship and everything. So this is kind of a loaded question. Because I want to see where your discernment, where your realism versus fantasy land. Like what is your goal in 2 years? Like what would you be satisfied with NPC, his brand, his thing, what you're doing with the audience, the viewers, your friends, your family, your life, and then we'll end it off there. What do you want your son to see? What do you want him to be proud of? What's the future of NPC in a few years from now?
Great question, man. Like I want him to see, I want to see myself as a more disciplined man that's still loving, but also stands for truth, meaning the truth and being like keeping it real, keeping it authentic, but always remembering to be like kind, but to stand up for yourself too. and those that need to be stood up for. Because in 2 years, I want this channel to be streamlined. I want to be having these be super focused on having these conversations about health holistically in terms of working out and also mindfulness, and having putting out great presentations for the audience and the community. But also, I'm encouraging those to speak up on the panels, because the only fitness shows that me and Shadow sees, particularly with bodybuilding, are experts on the panel, and there's not too much room for the novice or the person that's new or you know
Well,
to
I mean,
give their opinions.
I know a lot of wrestlers and other athletes, and like I said, the natty not natty thing.
Mhm.
I mean, we were seeing what's happened with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
I even
Oh yeah,
asked
he fell
Ryback.
off.
If you go look at my channel, I straight up questioned Ryback about The Rock and steroid use, and just but so it will be, and I love the idea because you're more of the natural, healthy.
Right.
Get that body ripped, get that body shredded, get your mind fucking ripped, get your mind shredded.
Exactly.
And just unity, community, fucking, and I get fucking around with the drama and shit, but I get your vision and what you really want. And I think the audience got a better idea of who and what you are. And, we could interview him again one day, we'll get round 2, 3, 4, but my voice is getting pretty scratchy. Like I said, I've been sick,
Yeah.
throwing up. And so,
I,
but I appreciate it, man. And I think you guys got a better insight on both me and NPC as well as myself, or should I say Gabriel Trap House, or Gabriel,
think,
or
yeah.
the shredded motherfucker who's gonna do some optics on your mind and your body. But hey, man, thank you again, man. To all your
Yeah.
audience and people out there, and all the fucking we the peeps, the truth, yo. Appreciate you, man.
Dude, I really appreciate that, man. Like, cause I was almost gonna tell you last night, because all that stuff that was happening that you were doing and defending yourself, putting out the truth last night when you're being attacked. I was like, oh my god, like I want to do. I'm so excited, but I'm about to call him and say, like, take a rest, Snaps. But you
You
fucking
know what?
pushed through.
It is. I appreciate it, and it's just
Yeah.
like I said. My trolls might get their wish. I'll just. This is the public. I wouldn't say this, but since we're being real authentic, my health is declining. I'm getting sicker. People who know me know.
Oh no.
I mean, people who know me know.
No.
So it is what it is. But that's why I tell people life is fragile, so make the best of it, and be
Yeah.
authentic, be genuine, and a wheat and a tear. Real recognizes real in the end. We may not agree. We may have fucking straight up fuck you moments. But the fact is, in the end, real recognizes real. And I believe today, you guys got to see a side of me, which the real ones already know. But today, we got to hear your story and the future of what you want. And just, it was very enlightening. And we hear the stories like Paul's, everyone has their story. And so I appreciate your truth, yo, as I say. Everyone, even my enemies have a truth, yo, right? And
Right.
you shared your truth, yo, man. And that's all I ask, man. We all have a truth, yo. And it's up to the people to decide, decipher, and discern what is right, what is wrong. And bro, like I said, you got me, the crew, the truth, yo, like support. You're a good man in my eyes so far. And like I said, I told him, I warned him, when he starts making that shit going and those pogo optics start hitting him up, we will get to see the journey that he takes. But dude,
Strength of Snaps, bro.
and in that Spitfire, but optics are high.
Appreciate you, Snaps, brother. Appreciate you, man. Damn. That was the legend, the great Snafu Snaps, man. Man, I was I have to admit, I was surprised too, in a sense, even though I know he's great. But like, god damn, that was great. And shout out to Himza. What did she say? She said it was my feast day, Gabriel's feast day. Yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you guys, that like my mom named me Gabriel after the angel, right? And so I got it. How could I not be spiritual, right? Every time I hear my name, right? And then I remember my mom told me, she's when I was young, she said the reason I had you is because I wanted someone to love me. That's heavy. You know, you can look at that a lot of ways, but like, I love you, mom. You did. You have someone to love you. Now you got all these other people in our community to love you. Uh, yeah, and yeah, man, that's fucking phenomenal, man. That was like to say, like, I don't like to talk about myself. I think I do. However, to do it in a way with these great questions is he asked me so many good questions that like in a way I was a little uncomfortable at first, you're freak, and because I wanted to expand on them, but it's like each question was built off the other one, and yeah, it was great, man. I appreciate that, man. Snafu, brother. And I truly believe maybe it's my fucking um the other N word, narcissism, or just extreme self-confidence that like and selfishness that I'm not gonna let anything happen to you. You are gonna get through your health, brother. Yeah, because you got a lot of work to do. Because if anything happens to you, Snafu, you're gonna have me to deal with, brother. Yeah, and I get it. I'm still gonna not have my head in the sand. I acknowledge that Snaps and others and myself have done stuff to that people found deplorable at times, right? But in this moment right now, man, this has been a phenomenal experience, and I encourage somebody to come up, man. Let me know what you think. I'm probably gonna shut it down. I got a reflexology appointment, foot massage in a little bit, but I still got some time. Um, you said my mom raised me right. I appreciate you, Neutral Ground, for saying that. All of our mamas, huh? All you mamas out there, all you dads and future dads. Yeah, thank you. So the links in the chat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, let me play you. Let me play that. My mom video. Let me see. Let me see. Shout out to moms. Is that it? Let's see. What's up, Bad Meal? You gonna come up here to? I'm gonna ask you as a man. Are you gonna come up here to talk about Snafu Snaps? Like how much you hate him or what? Or do you want to talk about something? If you're listening to it, my story. Fuck it, I'm gonna be selfish as a man, right? Because if you don't, if you just want to talk shit about him or somebody else, there's no reason to be here. But this episode is maybe we can do this another time, bro, because I don't think you understand what I just said. I said this is about my narrative I was giving. So have a good day. Come on, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to do that shit, bro. Yeah. But anyway, does anyone do any like cool people want to come up? You're more than welcome. Let me see. I guess people got rocks for brain sometimes. I get it. You don't like the guy or whatever. You say you did this and that, but I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. There's someone I do care a lot about.
Floored me, like the love of a parent to just fight, But I mean,
right.
That's an incredible legacy,
Yeah.
I mean, I had that when I was a kid too. My dad died when I was 8, but I remember, for 4 years before. No, it's okay. I mean, a piece of it, but for 4 years, I remember him battling the same kind of thing, trying to stick around for the kids, and I was like, wow, it gives you a lot of perseverance in the long term.
Right. That's what we got the name, right? Did he name the ship Ahimsa?
Oh, that was my stepdad. He was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My stepdad's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's different. But yeah. I didn't get Ahimsa.
You said that it was the feast day today?
Yes,
really?
For Gabriel? The Feast of Archangels. So it's like Gabriel, Michael, and was it Raphael?
Raphael,
yeah.
That's insane. Yeah. I love how you always bring that stuff up, like the coincidence. Usually it's the Vedic astrology, but you're like, That's a good
Oh,
cross
yeah.
reference right there. That's a good
Yeah,
cross
especially because you
reference.
talked about going to a Catholic church or Catholic school and stuff. And I had
Yeah.
just talked to my high school best friend yesterday forever, and she's still very Catholic. And her dad passed away 3 years ago on this day, and so she takes a lot of comfort in it. And I just remembered when I was in chat, I was like, "Oh, that's
Thanks,
wild."
Markella.
You know, you got your story on your. You're talking about all the spiritual stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's funny for someone that's so spiritual that I see you that way anyway, but you still don't neglect like the minutia of life and sometimes the dirtiness and stuff in terms of for example, like the panel stuff. You kind of make I don't know if you transmute it or what, but the, how do you think that's how can we use that as important? I mean, to our
Wait, what?
I'm all over
I'm
the place.
no, that's good.
I'm
I
trying
was
to say that
just my cat's like jumping all over me, and I'm like, what? Wait, what? I didn't
no,
follow all of it. Like,
I'm trying to say that like even though for someone who knows has a high can put their consciousness on the not pointing towards very high things, you
yeah,
still make good work out of the lower aspects, one could say,
yeah. You know
of
what? I
things.
think that's part of one of the things that I feel like since journeying more into the Vedic astrology, there's one I forget nakshatra that I've been pondering a lot about enjoying all of life, the high pleasures, the low pleasures,
Hmm.
all of it is here to be experienced. And I think part of my issue was when I was more into the Catholic walk, the Christian walk, whatever you want to call it, there's this unrealistic ideal of perfection that I feel cultivates a certain level of narcissism, because you
Hmm.
can't be real because you're stuck in your shame. You don't want other people to see you with all your realness and your flaws. But I'm like, they're just my crazy is my crazy, your crazy is your crazy. We all got our own brands. So I don't know. I think I'm just you know, like Landry's just getting raked over the coals lately, and it cracks me up. I mean, because I think they're just kind of making fun of how hard it is to break in to this
Yeah,
area, and
it is.
from my observation, just with doing like organizational behavior, I minored in business, and my best friend's got her PhD in organizational behavior, so it's in the business part, and I like looking at groups of
Hmm.
people. And for here, the hazing for coming into such an area
Thanks,
and
Dave.
going through it, I don't necessarily see, unless you're like monetized and you're making a lot of money, I don't see the payoff being worth the hazing part. And like
Yeah,
some of the old school people are like, well, we're not gonna, you don't know all the lore. And I'm like, I don't want to know it all. It would be
yeah,
insane to catch up with
yeah,
it. So I kind of like
yeah.
how they make fun of it, because it's no different than the rest of our society of, oh, you should want to be part of our group. And I'm kind of just like, well, I like who I like. I didn't ask
Right,
permission, you know. Mm.
right. Yeah, because like that's why you're able to maneuver in different spaces, and I think I can too.
Yeah,
Um,
you
yeah,
do.
yeah.
You
Even though
definitely
it's
do.
like sometimes I'm like, oh man, I wonder what this person would think. But there's no point. It's like fuck it. If you're authentic and being, uh, your ourselves, which is pretty respectful for the most part. Like, there shouldn't be a problem. And if it is a problem, that's somebody else's shit, huh?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
that's more of a reflection of their character than your own. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got flaws with my character too. I'm like so cocky and arrogant sometimes when I listen back, I'm like, oh, cringe.
You said that. Your words, not mine.
Absolutely. I'm
Holy shit.
aware, but I mean my best friend was saying that yesterday. She's like, I remember 20 years ago, I was trying to tell you that you like debating and you started saying, no, I don't. And I'm like, I debated you on whether or not I like debating. That's funny. But
Yeah.
yeah, I realize it now. She said that I'm very dogmatic, or I like precision in my thinking. I
Mhm.
just like things to make sense, I suppose. And sometimes I get hung up on the technicalities with systems, but I mean
Which,
well.
yeah, yeah, you do, you do. That's I guess we can learn from each other. There's always these dynamics where you say I can probably be more like that, or maybe you can learn something and be more like I don't know, looser. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, fuck it, like looser in those terms. But
Yeah.
It's true, because a lot of times I'm like, whatever. But sometimes you got to be detailed and sew it up, make it precision, so people can understand what you're saying and relate to you. Instead of being so abstract and stuff.
Wait, am I too
say,
abstract?
No, I'm talking about for myself.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't think you're abstract. I think you're to the point. Maybe if you're very concrete.
Am I? Cool. That's been a lot of work.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I identify with a lot of your abstractions, though. I think that's why I keep, coming to your panels and learning a lot from it, because I like learning stuff and being exposed to new things.
Yeah, that's the point. But with the Landry stuff, about Landry, like I said, I mean it, like bless him and everyone else. I like Landry. And under the 7th house, I was thinking about this, is like it's friendships, but they're also open enemies. As anything, I don't mean this in whatever it is. If anything, maybe we see ourselves as we're open, friendly enemies, open, polite enemies. Me and him, even though we're not enemies. I'm just trying to. I know me and him like to talk about the 7th house. We both, it's heavy in our chart, and we're both Scorpios. And he's not the only one. Look at the 2 people that Snafu was asking me about, like Snow and Tommy. There's that, because in the end, I don't really look at people as enemies, because I think it's never that serious.
Yeah, not here.
But yeah, with him. Oh, back to Landry. I was gonna say, do you think though he's even though it can be hard being breaking into the panelverse, like he's kind of at times making it more difficult for himself when it doesn't have to be?
I looked at his chart. He's got a similar aspect with mine, where he's got like the South Node right on his ascendant in the 1st house. And so it's kind of a very detached view of yourself. So you can kind of laugh at yourself a little bit more. So
he does that a lot.
Yeah, he does. Stuff. He's just making, I look at it more like a mega of playful energy and trying to make people laugh at themselves. And I think that's part of the problem that I see sometimes in the panelverse, with so many big egos of taking themselves or their mission and everything so seriously, which I can appreciate. I mean, I've been on various missions, but there's a certain point where you're like, well, you're gonna die. Nobody here gets out alive. You need to lighten up and enjoy it for a minute, And so I can kind of appreciate that. But I even got on panel the other night and made fun of him. I was like, yeah, the 2 people you come out swinging at immediately was Cynthia and Chuck. Of all the people in the panelverse, those are like 2 that I would just not,
because
ever.
This is funny because no, but listen to this. You say that. You say that. I'm thinking practical Earth.
Yeah.
For example, you say that, and like for me, those are the 2 I've had my issues with them. Where I was like, but both of them. But now I love Chuck. I get his humor now. I think he's a Scorpio too. I found out, but like I had so much fun when he was with the panel. You and me and Joe, like me, you and Joe. That was so. He had so much fun. I love Chuck. He's very supportive. And Cynthia, like I had my issue with her, but man, she's such a great confidant for me personally, and just I love Cynthia too. But like but I can see how Landry thinks that, because like us Scorpios can be very prickly, sensitive.
He like latched himself onto Jack immediately, and then bought into whatever Jack's telling him. And then next was Paul, and he latched onto whatever Paul's telling him. And then both of them just spit him out because he didn't follow their paradigm of how you should look at the panelverse. It was hilarious. I was like, I don't think he was sold on your philosophies,
And I was trying to tell him about these things. I'm not necessarily, well, maybe I am, but I would hope that I'm not like just like a child, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, Landry. Like for like you with your child, you're trying to give them guidance without getting in the way of their evolution or their journey, right? And I was trying to tell him about certain people and stuff, but I don't know if he's really listening, or if he was, he didn't take heed to when I was stressing certain things.
Well, I think he said before that he had to move like almost every year growing up. So he didn't have a whole lot of firm contacts anywhere. So I think he learned to just come out fighting or being goofy. And I just think it's silly. and having Moose on there now is just like
Oh,
extraordinarily
you love
goofy.
that. I know
Yeah,
you love that. You're
I
going to the
do.
trickster. I see
He's
you
a
in the chat.
total trickster. He's like
He was here today
he is just
in the
so
chat.
trickster energy. I'm not sure
Yeah.
about the new addition to their panel though. I'm not crazy
No, fuck that
about
nigga, Steven. Fuck him, man.
yeah, just not a
I can't
fan.
co-sign on that.
Sorry. Yeah.
I could be objective. He's hella goofy, which I think he's funny, and he does have a quick sense of humor sometimes. But to me, I'll say it. Fuck it, he's a piece of shit in my eyes. I don't use that loosely. I don't usually call people that, but anyway,
he's
that's
kind of
NPC's
mean
Gabriel.
spirited.
That's
I've
it. That's it.
noticed that's what it is. I mean, like
Yeah.
Moose can sit there and swipe at Cynthia for old stuff that he said that gets on her nerves and triggers her, and I'll be trolling him in chat with like, Cynthia's awesome.
Oh, that makes it worse. He makes it. You know that, right? When he hears you say that, it's like,
he's like, no,
come
I just
on,
say
bro.
he backtracks because he knows
All
I'm a
these
Moose
Landry.
fan. And he goes, well, I actually just say that to trigger her. And I'm like, oh, I'm having an impact here. That's funny. I'm trolling the big troll. I love it.
The trolls.
Yeah.
Moose, you better clip that. She said she's a Moose fan. Oh man,
I
damn.
am.
Yeah. What the hell?
Steal
Hey,
your
OG, get your
man?
ass up here, bruh.
Steal your man?
Please, Joe Cool. Steal your man, Joe Cool. We didn't talk about Himza. I'm surprised she made it home last night. I was technically, sis. I was like, y'all better take care of Himza. Make sure she gets home and don't let Resto take her home.
What the fudge?
Kevin. I'm using metaphor. Yeah. It was a wild night, right?
Drinking,
that
though.
night. That was a wild night.
I
A
did
lot of fun.
Was it Moonshine that my kid got me back in June? And I was like,
Moonshine, damn.
Yeah, it was called Moo flavored moonshine. It was a weird one, and you put it with espresso whiskey. It was pretty good. It was like a coffee liqueur drink, and so I don't ever drink. So
All right, Joe.
I didn't have kids on Saturday, and then was Resto on panel?
Yeah, you don't even remember. Like,
I barely remember that.
Remember we got him to admit. I think even though Kev started it, I got him to admit it actually was Blue Hazel was Izzy. He kind of conceded. Yeah.
Yeah, because a non-response was a consent. Yeah, we were saying that. Yeah, I remember that now.
But it was beyond that though. He literally said, "So Resto, so Izzy is Blue Hazel," and he said, "Yeah," real quick. I said, "Yeah." Yeah, that was enough. I didn't press it. I didn't want to, he already said it. We already got it. And that's why I put the cupcakes on him. I was showing mercy. I was like, yeah, Resto. Yeah, thanks for it. But Kev's fun, Kevin and them are fun,
Kev,
right?
Yeah, he's hilarious. Yeah. He's always fun. He likes laughing too. He doesn't. Yeah. I don't think he takes too much seriously. And when he does, that's even funny. Because he'll lose his temper and be like, what are that? I'm like, wait, where'd this come from?
I've seen him a couple times like that. It's pretty,
yeah.
But most of the time he's cool. He's cool. And he just shits on Resto as a bit, non-bit shit. It's funny. Yeah. I like Resto too a lot. He literally has the same birthday as my little brother.
Yeah.
Him and the other guy, the Pope.
The Pope, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. They're both the 11s. Mm-hmm. The 11 Club. Yeah.
11, yeah. 12-11, huh?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. So are you gonna still engage with us when we talk more fitness and consciousness?
Dude, I'm up to 5 days a week. Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, you already got started. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
you be listening at the gym sometimes too. I remember you saying.
Yeah. And I'm up to like between 7,000 and 10,000 a day. But I mean, there's some days I get the most days for steps I've ever had, which I look back a long time ago, was back in 2021. I had 48,000 steps.
What the hell? You walked the Great Wall of China or something?
I guess I was like 21 miles in one day, and I was like, how the hell did I do that?
What the fuck?
Exactly. I'm like, I'm not. I just.
Were you on the farm and shit?
Yeah, no. I was on vacation. I just decided, oh yeah, my legs hurt the next day, and I was like, man, I think I overdid it. But yeah, no, I was like, I like walking, so I do the dog thing every morning.
Oh yeah, that's you and Cynthia. I do that too. It's just that then summertime is so damn hot out here, but we still got to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just have to
Yeah.
wake up earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So damn, I'm glad you came up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. To get in your
Happy
thoughts.
feast day.
Yeah, thank you. I guess I was
course.
honored today for sure by that. I was really surprised. I knew Snaps was going to give a good solid, wasn't going to do anything too crazy, but you never know with Snaps. And I think this is a side of Snaps a lot of people haven't seen. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen that side. It seemed solid and focused, and outside of his own narratives, which I've not ever seen. So I don't know.
Well put.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of like the whole wait for it thing. That I can't tell if that's a bit non-bit thing or if he's sincere, but I just feel like that's been something like it rolled out in 2020 with the QAnon movement of it's coming, JFK
Yeah.
Jr.'s coming back to life. And I kept getting all these texts from these Kathy Catholics who are just so pumped up, and I'm like, you're being gaslit, man. It's like the carrot being dangled in front of you and you keep following it. Don't wait for it. Just get out there and live. I mean, you can't
Right.
do anything.
No, and I hear people doing that with the prepper, and I heard, OT, Paul, and some other people, they feel like, the next lockdown's coming, and like maybe, but it's like I can't live.
You
Like
can't live. It's not
we're
healthy.
yeah, you can prepare what you want. Not says it in that song, remember, by Lauryn Hill, If I Ruled the World. That
Oh
song.
yeah,
Yeah, he goes, it's the line I always remember, take the heart. He goes, still living for today in these last days and times. Meaning, yeah, I know we could be living in the last days or whatever, but I'm still living for today and enjoying and preparing
yeah,
and because this is life, man.
It is, and I
Yeah.
love one of my kids. One time they got in the car and we're talking about like how people are always looking for the end of the world, and
Yes.
like they're going to be in heaven and all that. And he called them Armageddon addicts. And when he said that, I was like,
Smart man.
whoa, I have never heard it termed that way. I was like, did you just make that up? I'm like, that's incredible. That's a great way to describe
Yeah, it
it.
is.
It's
Armageddon.
just yeah, they're more intently focused on imagining they're going to be in this afterlife of heaven than actually living in the now, which is
Right.
weird. I'm like,
Leah
what are
says
you not
perfect
facing?
term.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
loved
sure.
it. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a cool term.
I
I borrowed it, obviously.
now I'm gonna borrow it too.
Absolutely.
That was Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said like heaven and hell can be seen as a state of mind too.
I believe it is.
Here and now, right? And if there is a actual afterlife, with a lot of us believe, then I would think that we're setting the parameters. We're building it here with the way we interact and treat ourselves and others, and the earth as well, to build it in our permanent or whatever. Yeah, but I really appreciate you. I try not to glaze so much, but it's hard because you're pretty awesome.
You're sweet. Thank you. No, I like coming up on your panel. I always feel like it's a safe zone. I mean, it was a little weird. It got a little uncomfortable the other night when Paul was trying to interview me.
Mental sodomy? What was your term?
Mental sodomized.
That's a good one too.
Mentally sodomized.
Did you make that up? Did you make that up?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I was like, why do I feel so
mental sodomy?
Mentally sodomized. Yes, that's what I felt like.
Yeah. But it was a good lesson though. We learned. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah,
like, damn, she actually took one for the team in the sense that, like, we learned. I was thinking about how it relates to myself and my situations and stuff.
What do you
had
mean?
some similar stuff. Especially when he was talking about the V and the relationship stuff. The vax and that part.
Okay. I was a little tipsy. Sorry. Yeah.
That was a big thing in my relationship too at that time. And it came around that around the 7, 8 year itch part two, what I was referring to. That was one thing. Yeah, and that was a big deal, man. But we got through it. He got through it.
That's good.
But it's hard. A lot of people don't, or it just changes things. It definitely changes things. You see where people really, when they're made of.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't have a good feeling from the get-go just because there's different things on both sides of the family tree that I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be an experiment. And then one kid had 30 by the time they were 2. And I mean,
Wow.
yeah, and it's insane. We were in a
That's
big
insane.
ass city, Houston. And
Yeah.
so I didn't realize when you move in other places, they just have like 7 by the time that they're 2. So when I had to do all that work to get my kid healthy, it changed a lot of me. And at the same time I was going through that, I was going through my mom dying of cancer. And at the same
Mhm.
time I was going through that, there was all these things that were going on, and the priest that I was in that church for 5 years. All of these just it was just a ton of things going on at one time where it was
Rains and
like,
pours.
yeah, it was like you got to listen to your instinct and get a backbone about motherhood, because if you're not protecting them, nobody else will. If you don't teach them to fight for themselves, nobody else will either.
Right.
And so,
Right.
yeah.
And even though, like, for example, like my wife didn't necessarily agree with my side of the thing, she
Mhm.
still was respectful enough that our son didn't have any of that stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and also too, I don't really like it, and I addressed it last time, when a lot of these people, they totally demonize people who did choose to get it.
Oh, I don't do
Uh,
that.
I
No.
don't. I'm not. Yeah, but I see people, they act like they're better than anyone else, and
No,
that's
I
like,
don't
come
view
on,
it
bro.
that way.
That's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
No, but I mean, I
but
have one set of godparents for one of the kids that, I mean, their husband is the head of internal medicine at like a huge ass hospital,
oh,
overseeing
so he's down,
27
huh?
doctor. Yeah, so they were giving me shit after shit when with the next kid that I wasn't going to play that experiment with. And
Yeah,
that's their god kid. So, I mean,
yeah,
I got raked over for
I
like
bet.
yeah, like that was like we had a big ass fight over that.
Uh-huh.
And then it was always discomforting for a long time after that. And then like a decade later, when all this stuff rolled around, and it's same time we were going through the priest exposure, because they came into my life again in 2015, and like, holy crap, you were right about Father John. And then
Hmm.
they were like, you'd been saying that. And then that was in 2018, and then in 2015 to 2018 they were protesting outside the church. But then in
Hmm.
2020 they're like, oh my gosh, you're right, we were wrong. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, that's a doctor saying that. And they're like, don't. And I'm like, I already
yeah.
know I'm not. But I don't think I considered myself a, like what Paul described me as, an anarchist. I've not identified that way. I
Coming from
mean,
the girl that used to shave her head like be a punk, where you're
I
like the
only
side of your
shaved
hair,
half.
the side,
The
yeah.
shaft, I shaved half of it, and then I flipped it over so that I could go have a professional job during the afternoons, because I worked even my senior year like 30 hours a
Well,
week in a professional job. So yeah, no one knew it. My
well,
mom didn't even know that it was shaved for like 3 months, and then she came in my bedroom one night when I was asleep. What happened to your hair?
see, that's still power to femininity. You had the femininity enough to flip it, but then you shaved it, being like a fucking like Sarah
Tra-
Connor badass or something. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it was funny.
yeah.
But yeah, those were the yeah, I wasn't an anarchist though. I was just kind of like,
You did the same. Becca did the same thing. She
did
said,
you? That's cool. I do. I like
"Yeah,
Becca.
yeah." Shout out to Becca for sure. Did you hear
She's
she got
cool.
good news?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
great news, Becca. Been praying for you.
Okay.
I knew it would
Yeah.
work out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Is Joe Cool
yeah.
jumping up? Or he
No,
disappeared?
he said he's gotta talk to his best friend,
Blue Ivy?
Blue Ivy. Not Blue
Yeah.
Ivy, Texas Blue. Or she
Texas
used to go
Blue.
by Blue Ivy sometimes too. No, Blue Ivy's Beyonce's daughter.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, there's too many blues.
It's
We were
Texas
talking
Blue.
Hazel. We were going from Hazel Blue, now Texas Blue. Yeah, Blue.
There's
Thank
only
you.
one. There's only one Texas Blue. But then
Texas Blue.
you're welcome, Becca. We love
Hmm.
you. We really love you. But I have to say the Texas Blue looks like Beyonce Blue Ivy in a way. So it's all confusing.
Oh
And these are
yeah,
all
she is very
actors.
pretty. Yeah.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on, man? But
That's
yeah,
wild.
so there always will be drama, but in the panelverse and whatnot. But we're gonna move on. But I'll still be definitely have this channel around.
Oh yeah,
So we'll see what
I
happens.
like
Yeah.
it. It's geared towards higher living. I just ordered a book
Yeah.
today. Texted Zephyr that I'm like, okay, I got the
Shout out
book.
to
I'm
Zephyr.
gonna read up on Teilhard de Chardin again. It's been at least 15 years, but
Ooh.
TML is going over a particular Polish philosopher's take on Teilhard de Chardin, and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, I'll read up on it again. I like
Yeah.
him; he was mystical. So
Yeah. And you
I'm
know
like,
what he
yeah,
was, right? A Jesuit.
was he really?
Yeah,
I
he was
wish
a
you hadn't
Jesuit.
told
Yes,
me
sir.
that.
You didn't know that? Oh, I mean, they've
Yeah,
always been
yeah.
known as the rabble rousers of the Catholic Church.
They're infiltrated by the Masons too.
No, for sure, but that's probably why
Yeah.
they're doing their work is still valuable. I don't understand when people I don't co-sign with people the bad stuff they do with it, but there are very deep thinkers and thoughtful thinkers. A
Some of
lot of
them
them,
are. Some of them, I think I've met a
yeah,
few
some of them are.
Jesuits that are really legitimately good people. But then some of the
There's some snobs
higher,
out there.
well, there's some of the higher ranking ones in the Vatican are just pure, to me, kind of evil. So
Yeah,
I don't co-sign on that. And
yeah.
just seeing all the stuff that they've done in close quarters with the Vatican Bank and destroying it from within. I don't agree with that,
Mm,
but I don't say that that's like the bottom tier. It's kind of like our military, people who are actually on the front lines. They really mean well, like Kev and other people who've served,
hmm
but start
Yeah,
looking at some of the higher
Chuck.
tiers and I'm like, yeah, Chuck, like those guys
Yeah,
are great. But some of the stuff you get on the top tier with MK
it's
Ultra,
bad
and
news.
I'm like,
Yeah,
y'all
bad news.
evil.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
just gotta, I don't know, laugh until you die. That's my view.
Laugh until you die. Yeah, which will be a
It's
long time from now.
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Mm,
I'm going for at least now at this point 35 more years. Come
that's
on,
good.
that's
That's
enough.
good.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
um, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm about to get to my appointment.
Cool.
Uh, yeah,
Reflexology. That's awesome.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It grounds me. A normal person would be like freaking out because it hurts so bad the way this master does it, the way he does it. Yeah, I think I told you before that he has this big knuckle, this big callus on his knuckle. So when
Oh,
he gets the part of your feet that corresponds with the organ, internal
yeah.
organ, and but I'm so used to it, I fall asleep and shit.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah,
My mother-in-law passed away in 2009. She had a reflexology clinic and she was so painful, but it was good. It was
it's good for you.
it's yeah,
When you
she
feel the pain, my mind I'm like, this is really working out something that needs to be worked out
she
for the
did
better.
Reiki too. And so she did
Oh,
like the
that's
12
cool.
meridian. Yeah, it was amazing. I felt like a totally new person whenever I got it.
Uh,
That was a blessing. So I hope you enjoy your appointment.
Thank you, Hamza, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Good chatting
Okay,
with you. Take
thank,
care.
thank
Bye-bye.
the great Oracle. You call her Hamza. All right, appreciate you. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, Becca. Today's dedicated to Becca for sure. I woke up from my journal today with a blunt palm. It's weird. Yeah, you should see Becca. Like, and I told Cynthia I have to check in with her. She said she was gonna do it. Cynthia, even Markella, everyone. Leah, like check out Wolfie. Check out the Asian massage. That sounds weird. The Asian massage places in your in your city. I'm not talking about the happy ending ones. No. I'm talking about the ones that like they'll do a foot massage and a body like back massage, neck massage. Um, like for like I don't know. I think now it's about like 30-40 bucks for like an hour or an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, and it's worth it because they really work out probably aches and pains you have at other places because like the oracle was saying, like those meridians that run through our body, they correspond with parts of our palms of the soles of our feet and also the palms of our hand. So just working them out can help you a lot. Yeah, proper Eastern massage. Exactly, Leah. Exactly. Uh, your husband's been asking about those places. Yeah, I'm talking about the other ones. Yeah, yeah. I love this comment right here. Great stream. That's beautiful with the tulips, one of my favorite flowers, and the hearts, pink and red. Yeah. You never had a massage. Yeah, Markilla, it's cool. A foot massage. Foot massage. You don't have to get naked or anything like that. It's just like you soak your feet and they massage your feet and stuff. Our bodies are amazing. Yeah. You people are amazing. Markella's amazing. Becca's amazing. Leah's amazing. Everybody. Lindsay. Nick Fuentes. What is this? Internet history. That's right. I haven't seen you in a minute. You were talking about that before. Last time. Hunter Biden's laptop. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this has been awesome. Snafu snaps, prayers and blessings to him for all his trials and tribulations. You'll get through it. The freak keeping us honest. Wolfie, freak is a legend. Wolfie, my brother from another. It's been a minute, Wolfie. You need to come up sometime, please. Jody Fly, Judo Fly Productions, the great David Wayne. Shout out to David Wayne. Love from Taiwan and Kentucky. Everybody. Yeah. So we're gonna get it. Shadow Buddha, getting it, getting money, getting downloads of pure goodness from the Most High. Appreciate you guys. This has been Gabriel Alexander Carbo. You may know me as NPC the Game. Now known as Gabriel Trap House. Peace and blessings to you all. And we'll see you next time. Peace. Yeah. This is really normally I have the song downloaded, but yeah, this is how we're gonna do it today. Peace, guys. Love you.